Hello. Hi, everybody, who is not yet everybody, but will eventually be everybody. Currently, I'm speaking to the audience of the future because the audience of the current isn't here yet, but it will be. So now, I need to go do one of these. One person is watching. Ooh. Probably my wife. One person is watching. Okay. And of course, I immediately froze.
Until you paused it.
You want to pause it?
Yes.
Now I want to go here. As per normal, I'm getting set up. There we go. So we have a special guest star reading comments tonight. Since my wife is at work,
Hey, big dog.
I picked up a homeless person.
Yay, homeless.
Look, it's homeless Rob, who he is here. He has the homeless beard. He's ready to go.
I'm good.
Yes.
Hey, Ezekiel.
So of course tonight is Wednesday, and it is a sculpting night. I have a list of things, and this time I did prepare some, not as much as I should. You read me some comments.
I live, and yes, I get plenty of puppy time. Alan needs special guest stars like the Muppet Show, but to read comments. Hey, Jerry. A lot of people are like, I'm still alive. Alan hasn't killed me. I haven't died yet. Cobwebs and candlesticks are in. Line cook Thor. Got your usual suspects. It is Ezekiel. How you doing, man?
Okay, are you in frame? You are in frame. Okay.
Yes, that's me.
Hi, everybody.
I'm working on the list right now. So, Rob, here's what's happening tonight, because Rob never watches my videos.
I don't.
He's never watched one. Okay? It's almost a point of pride for him that he never watches a single bit of media with me in it. If I'm on the news, he doesn't watch the news that day. So, it is new sculpting night, and I think it's like 9 different things that I want to sculpt. What you have to do is you pick, I'm gonna write them down in a list, and then I will read out the list so everybody knows what's on the list.
Okay.
You're gonna pick 3 people who are regulars,
Okay.
all right, in order to give you a number. And that number is gonna be from 1 to 9 or 1 to 10, whatever. And then we're gonna vote, and you will pick someone to figure out, because we don't do all that math and tally votes and stuff.
No, of course
We
not.
let them do that.
Let
We
them
let
do
one of them do it. In order to, yeah. Got me?
Gotcha.
Okay. So let me work on my list here.
Somebody said go 50 Beastman votes.
He's on the list.
He's on the list. James Minnick says hi.
All right, and so you guys know, because I know how some of you guys are, I'm reordering the list from what it was last time. I'm not just taking off what we did. I'm reorganizing the list, so they're in a different order.
Edison Juice says Plant Man. Big Dog says Hammerhead. Somebody's got a lot of goats going on. And oh hell, it's going to be a Beastman night. Merman.
Yeah, he's on the list.
Okay. Isn't that called a marrow? I'm doing well, Ezekiel.
He-Man Mermaid.
He-Man Merman. That, okay, there you go.
He-Man Merman.
There we go. I'm going alien
talking like I
clown.
got a
Hey,
voice.
third degree. Alien clown. Lisa wants a goat. Like the greatest of all time goat, or a bad goat? Robert White says hello. Now they're talking to everybody. Hey, horror beauty.
What did I just sculpt? Oh, I sculpted the creature skull.
Ooh, a three-eyed goat. Baphomet.
Yeah, three-eyed goat is what's on the list. So when they're saying goat, they're trying to already vote for a three-eyed goat that we haven't even picked yet.
I like Baphomet. The goat would go well with some fell horns. Mark Benaboo says evening goats. What are we voting on? Just got here.
Tell them.
We're going to have a series of possible. I am reading from the laptop, Brandon. We're going to pull up he's going to have a series of concepts. Y'all are going to vote. We're going to figure out a number, and then he's going to do those sculpts today. A homeless zombie. It's not out yet. Now beauty. Yep, he's making the list. A homeless zombie. Thanks, John. Aren't all zombies homeless?
I don't know. That you could argue that. You could argue that all zombies are homeless. Okay, I have the amended list. There are 10 items on the list. There are 10 items on the list. I know Screaming Orc is being taken care of by Big Dog. He is sculpting that. We're putting images back and forth. I have already made the creature skull. I have one in the mold already. Maybe by the end of the night we can pull it. We'll see. And hey, Big Dog bribed me with Chicago pizza.
He did.
And the Chicago pizza showed up today, and I am thrilled. It took every core of my being not to just send Rob home, and Stan's here too. Send Rob and Stan home and just cook a pizza and veg out. But I get to sculpt something new, and that's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
So, very kind. I am 100,000% thrilled, and I was completely shocked when the Chicago pizza showed up. So, there are 10 things.
Scott Collard says hi, Stan.
If you are interested in picking a number, go ahead and tell us that you're interested in picking one of the 3 numbers, because we're going to pick 3 things to choose from tonight. So if you are willing to give a number, then let us know, and then Rob is going to pick you.
Great to know Brian Allen with Chicago Pizza. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Big Dog got to name the bear. He said, I want to name the bear. Okay, great.
How many boxes of Tim Tams? We'll take 3.
Okay, so Lockhart is willing to pick a number.
Uh-huh. Right now all I got is council.
Yeah, but the first 3 who say I'm willing to pick a number, those are going to be our number pickers. All right, Cobwebs.
Lockhart, Cobwebs, and I'll send you 10. It's a peacemaker. And
Okay.
Ezekiel taking them.
Actually, Brandon came in first.
Okay.
Ezekiel tried to bribe, and because of the bribe, he fell back in line. So, all right. So maybe do we have to scroll up?
I think so. So.
Oh no, you're right. Okay, so
Rob O'Brien.
Rob O'Brien. Okay, we're not hearing the bear tonight. I'm sculpting. So it's Rob O'Brien, and figure out who it is.
Rob O'Brien, Lisa Arnett. I probably said that wrong. I have a specialty for that. And Lockhart.
Okay, all right. So those are the 3 who are picking a number. Pick a number between 1 and 10. Go ahead and post that number between 1 and 10. Those 3.
Big nose, we can't. You can pick your friend's nose, they just won't lie. Robert Ryan shows number 9, Lee part 3. We've got
9, 4, and 3.
Yep.
Okay, this is going to be an ugly race tonight because one of them is Beastman, and he lost last week. He lost the voting last week. So the options tonight were Wolfman, Merman, Beastman, Plant Monster, Gibbering Mauler, Three-Eyed Goat, Simian Ape, Hammerhead, Murder Hornet, and Boar. If you're good at math, then you will know that we have picked Beastman, Plant Monster, or a Murder Hornet mask. Beastman, Plant Monster, Murder Hornet. Those are your 3 that we're picking tonight. So what is your vote? And who was the 4th person who said they would pick a number?
That probably would be.
They came in right after Lockhart.
That would have been Cobwebs and Candlesticks.
Okay, Cobwebs and Candlesticks. You are going to do the tally, and you're going to figure out who we're doing tonight. So right now it is 7:16. I'm going to start prepping my area and such as I do. By 7:25, that's like 9 minutes away. By 7:25, we want to know what I'm sculpting. So your 3 options are Beastman, Plant Monster, and Murder Hornet. Murder Hornet, Plant Monster, Beastman.
3rd degree finally said Plant Monster, but so far it's between Beastman and Hornet. Oh, there's another Plant Monster. We need a new Plant Monster, but that's
We do, that's why it's on the list.
That's my bias.
Everything on the list is something that I need. Okay, maybe I don't need a Beastman in my life, but I think it's a good idea.
You know what not need a beast.
Right, yeah, I don't not need a Beastman.
It's really between Beastman and Murder Hornet at this point.
You don't think well, here's the kicker, all right? Cobwebs and Candlesticks doesn't actually have to do any counting.
Right.
He could just force his will there at the end. Because I'm not going to judge him. You know, I'm not going to judge him.
Right.
If he says, you know what, everybody said Plant Monsters, that's what's happening, then that's what we do. I'm leaving it in his capable hands.
Cobwebs and Candlesticks. I'm counting.
See, I would say I'm counting. That's just good practice.
Beast Hornet Monster combo.
No, can't do that.
No.
Can't do that.
A lot of popularity for the Murder Hornet.
Yeah, it's timely. I want to sculpt the Murder Hornet. I also want to sculpt. I want to sculpt the Murder Hornet. I want to sculpt a Beastman, and I want to sculpt a Plant Monster. So all of them are going to be fine. What's the matter? Lens dirty?
Is that better, big dog?
When did you get a tramp stamp tattoo, Rob?
What?
Because he just lifted up his shirt. You have a tramp stamp.
I do
when
not.
Did you get that?
I do not. For the record, I do not. I've got plenty of tattoos, but none of those.
Okay, so all of something exciting. I have a new stool, a new sculpting chair. I know this is not very exciting for you guys, but
Oh, it's that extreme.
look at this lovely new chair that I have for sculpting. I will be sculpting from a new chair this evening. And I'm going to go ahead and start. It is 7:19. Remember, by 7:25, what I'm going to start doing, though, is just putting those little balls of clay all over the sculpture.
It says that Prehistoric Matt says at least the giant hornet is legitimately a legendary monster from Native American legend.
I think it was the Apache who said that people were descended from hornets. And we did something wrong. We lost our wings.
That makes sense.
So, yeah. This is my chair. Shanna doesn't get to watch cat videos in this chair.
Brandon D said Taka Chanatari. That's a badass plan if you want to take a look at it. Probably
Okay.
say wrong.
I will look at it at some point. As soon as we figure out, Rob, you will have to pull up the broadcast on your phone, because eventually I'll have to go on the computer and get some reference material.
Yeah.
But not, see, I have reference material for Beastman, and I have reference material for Murder Hornet. I don't have any reference material for the Plant Monster right now. I was working on the list. I thought 10 was more manageable. I did not get through all of them.
Is this in Hunter's Hangout?
Hello, Masato. It's good to see you. Most of us are doing pretty well. No, this is on my YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, Rob.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He doesn't watch a thing.
I'm not internet savvy.
Well, if Shannon is good, I will get her a chair. I'm willing to say that because she's not here tonight.
Bless her heart. People keep saying, Beastman. What's a YouTube?
Wasn't there a cartoon that had plants that were dangerous? Like tiger lilies or something like that? Boy. I know there's like Stranglevine and D&D.
Land Monster. Uh-oh.
In
the wife is
Conan,
on.
there's a lot of black lotuses and things.
I think Shannon's on.
What? What? No.
Yep.
Right, get
No.
She is.
Dang.
She heard that.
Man.
She's everywhere.
Well, that's just incentive to be good then, isn't it? You're good and we'll get you a chair, wife.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah, we're not gonna make tomatoes. Yeah.
Assassin Vine, Yellow Musk Creeper. Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I am starting, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take big grape-sized pieces of clay, and I'm just going to build it all around this piece here. And that's going to give me a barrier and the size that I need in order to make sure this mask will fit. And if I leave it as a nice thick coating and don't pare it down too thin, it'll make sure that the mold doesn't lock on me like I was very worried would happen. You know, a Dead Space monster is very cool. I saw that flash up on the screen.
Yep.
Dead Space is a very ahead of its time game when it came out.
It's
Boy,
fun.
what, 15 years ago?
Yeah.
A while ago.
It's good.
Very good. Kind of like The Thing in some capacities.
Hey, Stacy. How you doing, sweetheart?
So, yeah.
Favorite plant monsters, Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, I mean, and that kind of what the other one looked like a little bit, but it had a lot of teeth.
Lisa asked, did you pour the skull mask?
I did.
She did.
Now I'll pour another one tomorrow, and I will do a video of pouring it, because I know that people asked me to. I kind of got into the heat of the moment. I had to pour a couple other things. I had to pour a pig in for orders. I had to pour the skull mask, and I poured a Nosferatu for an order.
Plastic Ninja, you were correct. They are necromorphs.
What's a necromorph?
The monsters in Dead Space.
Yeah.
More murder hornets. You got 1 minute, cobwebs and candlesticks.
Jordan, I did see your boogeyman drawing. I sure did.
Not blue, blue, blue,
And anybody who I haven't said hello to, hello.
Hello.
So who's in the lead right now? Do we know who's in the lead? Like, Rob, what's your gut telling you?
My gut's telling me murder hornet. For those of you who do not know, Beastman is not spelled murder hornet.
you misspelled Beastman.
We're trying to figure that out, Harry Beastie.
And what's funny is I have both Beastman and a simian ape creature, which will be similar sculpts but different. Beastman has some very clear features. I'm excited to sculpt everything on that list, in all honesty.
Jordan Gazelle says, I plan to make a stop motion puppet of Ipso soon.
Awesome.
Edison Juice says, hey. Robert White votes 3. Bunch of people saying Michael. New folks joining, vote Murder Hornets.
Trying to sway the Murder Hornet vote.
Edison Juice says Plant Monster. For about that time.
What's the time say?
7:26.
7. Oh, it's supposed to be 7:25.
I know.
All right, cobwebs and candlesticks. What am I sculpting this evening?
Assuming they're still there. Murder Hornet is the new clown.
Sometimes they run away because this is a lot of pressure.
It looks like Beastman 21, Murder Hornet 14, and Plant 5. So you're looking at the Beastman.
So cobwebs, what is it? What am I sculpting? I'm not. Never tell me the odds, 3PO. Just tell me what I'm sculpting. You tell me what's going to happen with this clay.
I'm holding up great, Harry Beastie. This is like when I was a stay-at-home dad, only I have less responsibility.
Yeah, no one dies if you screw up or take a nap.
That's right. Kind of nice. Alan, the horror host documentary is streaming on Amazon Prime. It's probably more of a watch while working video than a planned time to watch it.
Oh, cool. The horror host documentary. Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's cool. I'll probably check that out. As it said.
All right, cobwebs. I need your official.
That's Beastman. It's Beastman.
It's Beastman. Yes.
Beastman.
That's exciting. That's good.
The name of the show is American Scary.
American Scary.
Yep. Beastman.
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 That's awesome. Okay.
Side, yet another monkey type.
Well, yeah. Hairy bipeds are kind of my thing. I'm a Wolfman guy. I guess I could say by trade.
That's fair. That's what got your start.
Hmm?
What's wrong with monkeys? Nothing, as long as they can be observed from a safe distance.
And everything else on the list lives. I figure that list will get me through quarantine and shelter in place and all that. Each week I'll be sculpting something new. I mean, what I sculpted last Wednesday is sitting in a mold right now, poured up.
It is.
We have the bear from this series. We have the shark mask from this series. There's one for that. I've been producing.
Stacy got the green light from Shannon to announce the Facebook group.
Hooray!
Can we make an underwater beast now?
So one of the things on the Facebook group is that I want you guys to share pictures of the things that you're making and that you're doing. And like someone said, here's a plant creature reference. That would be great to go on the Stilt Beast group. Just because while we're live, you can't post links and stuff. I mean, that's just not how it works.
Hey, Linda.
But you can put it on the Facebook group, and then, hello, Edson's wife, and Linda. So yes, that is a new group, so that you guys can put links there, and then the moderators can pull from that, and then they can link to your pictures and things that you want to share. And just during the week, you guys will be able to post there and, whatever. One more way for us to communicate. Because that's me, unreachable. What's that?
I can't access the chat stream from my phone.
Why?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Be awesome for the moderators to share links there too. Awesome.
Yes.
We are
Yes.
live creepers. Hello. What happened?
Oh, you just need to scroll down. Hit that button. There you go.
Woo. Okay.
Yes, big dog. Facebook was just the easiest way to do it for us to see work and progress and things. I know that not everybody is on Facebook, but I would say the majority are. Rob isn't working on anything. He is paying attention to comments. Right now, he is playing the role of the wife and working on comments.
So awesome at group and for YouTube. Yeah, I'm not really doing much. Just like having an ex-wife.
It is, I mean, honestly, keeping on top of the comments is a full-time job. Yeah. Oh, the Amber YouTube Wednesday. Okay, good. I'm glad you liked it. That was something that we talked about here, and I have a good way of making antlers, I think, so I shared it.
And Ezekiel, I'm doing stuff at home. Sometimes I come out here and help out around the shop, but mostly I'm at home, self-quarantine. Stan is doing some computer stuff for our laser cutter.
Yeah, Stan is doing computer stuff.
Alan, do you ever have a problem with white mask paint not going on heavy and having to spray it on in a few coats? Justin.
No. It depends on. Are you using the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 mix? Because you might just want to put in a little. Because one of the issues with white is that latex looks white, but then it dries translucent. So you're probably getting a little bit more latex in your mix than you need, and it has the translucent qualities of the latex as opposed to the opaqueness of the white. And not all white is as opaque as another brand. So whatever paint you're using, it maybe not be a high quality white, and it doesn't have enough in it.
Okay, Masato says I need to get myself a foam gun.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I don't know exactly what he means by that.
You must have watched a very old video, because I have a video on my big Instapack foam gun.
Yep. And Edison just got his MySpace all pimped out, so that's really
Yeah.
frustrating.
Yeah. You just got that finished, huh?
I kind of miss MySpace.
You're hanging out with Tom over there.
Customize that page and music play and all that stuff. Thank you, Scott. That is correct. That's what we use in the shop.
But I use latex house paint from Home Depot. I don't use acrylic.
Painting the creature mask was really cool. This is sale on the airbrush. Is it still worth $20, or should I aim a little higher?
It's worth $20, man. It's worth it. It's a great airbrush to get you started with and to get going and to figure out kind of how airbrushes work. And then if you want to upgrade and move on, you can, but you don't have to. I mean, that's what we do makeup with at Dark Hours, the Harbor Freights. I use the H here, the Pache H, simply because I can run thicker stuff through it. So, like the latex mask paint can clog in the Harbor Freight Deluxe. It normally doesn't. Obviously, that's what I used that whole video, and it didn't clog at all. Good stuff. I think I'm covered in clay now, finally. Never waited so long for Beast Man. All right, so I need some reference, and I need reference, and I need a lazy Susan so I can do it. I gotta bring my sculpting tools over here.
How many references do you want?
All of them. What we'll do, Rob, is we're gonna turn the camera around so that you'll be able to see the comments on your side,
Okay.
and then I can put my reference up on the big screen.
I mean, I can watch the video. I just can't bring it up.
I'm gonna turn around and see if turn around, bright eyes, then I fall apart. Yeah, okay. So you just gotta come here and stand behind it now,
Gotcha.
and
No worries. I know the drill.
you're reading old man style with all of the squinting.
All the squinting.
Monkeying was one of my favorites, although I like Slive too.
You should sculpt Monacan from.
Michelle,
Thundercats.
yes, that will work for scenic detail most of the time. It'll help. Monkeying, it's Monkeying, Slive, and Jackalman
Oh, Monkeyan. Okay.
from Thundercats.
And Momra is the only human in the show.
I use the critter sprayer when I am spraying something like fiberglass resin. That is when I use the critter spray gun. I've also used it for latex too.
Monkeyan. Get it. Or Vulture Man. That'd be fun. Beastman. Beastman.
Okay. There we go. I have some Beastman images scrolling.
Oh, that's good.
You might want to spin it around so they can see the references
I like the.
through. Just let them watch one round of reference.
That's good. That's doable.
Yeah, the head bridge is going to be key. I'm so excited about sculpting Beastman.
I like that one. I'm trying to find a story. Where'd it go? Trying to find a story about a giant yellow jacket monster that killed at the mouth of its cave in native folklore. But all the info has been hidden or destroyed.
In native folklore,
Yep.
because you can also look up a Dumbledore from English folklore, because a Dumbledore is a big insect monster, and they actually still call bumblebees Dumbledores over there. So
That explains a lot about the Hobbit, Harry Potter. So, what do you recommend for an airbrush compressor?
So I don't recommend a airbrush compressor. I recommend a regular compressor, and Harbor Freight has a really good one. That they have a silent compressor. I'd have to send you a link, but it's a Harbor Freight silent compressor because you can do a lot of stuff with it. If you get just an airbrush compressor, it's only going to have enough power to run the airbrush. It'll probably top out about 40 psi. And with the latex paint, you want a higher psi in order to get that paint out of there.
Now, you have another question. Do you think you could use the gun that you put the metal flakes on the mask with rust? Could that be used for flocking? I'm going to go with
It would just put out too much flocking. It would give you way too much flocking. I am looking at how to make them, but I have to, I'm ordering a negative ion generator to make my own flocking gun.
Nice.
Electrostatic flocking gun.
It's a lot of fun.
That sounds way more dangerous than it is, but I need a negative ion generator. And that guy's arm.
Somebody said, no, we don't call bumblebees Dumbledores.
Some people do.
Tony's animation. I'm just repeating.
Yeah, yeah. In some spots of the UK, they're called Dumbledores. All right.
Which is funny.
Like, we don't call all soda pop, but some places in the United States do.
Down here in Texas, we call it Coke. You got a Coke? Use Pepsi, okay? Yeah, that's a good Coke.
kind.
That's right. Happens all the time. Please do a video on the DIY flocking gun. Never heard it. Okay, Johnny. And hi, Ross. Somebody said. Eberron has mostly 4-man Warforged machines are just ridiculous. In Eberron, they're so OP. Sorry, that was a little side note.
So I know.
It's called Coke in Georgia.
What's ridiculous?
Eberron, Warforged Creatures, role-playing game.
Oh.
He is referencing it. Here's a compressor at Harbor Freight. Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, it's kind of titanium in color. Yeah.
Always good with the links.
One that I'm watching and that I'll do next. That'll be my next compressor. Okay, and right now I'm watching my references.
Ever done a sea mister?
A sea monster is my guess.
I'm assuming I just read what's on the screen.
We're working on a sea monster. I was going to finish it in time for my monster museum. The monster museum was canceled. So I did not finish it. I'm going to rake this a little bit with a rake.
I was going to go with sea mister. I was okay with it.
I know you were, Rob.
No shrimp.
That's why I helped.
Coca-Cola? How's Cobweb not a moderator, somebody asks.
Well, I have a few. I mean, if I have moderators because sometimes some of them are not on, you know. Michael tends to leave early in the evening because he has to get up early for work. And often Scott is actually at work while he's watching. And then sometimes he has to go do his job, which is unfortunate. Yeah, terrible.
Jeez.
I think that was the case the other night. So it all depends. Scott is normally on. So normally my moderating needs are covered. And then often, like Shannon is a moderator because she's here on her computer. And Stacy was here watching on her device, so she became a moderator, mostly so they can just post links.
Scott gets paid to watch.
Yeah. Well, sometimes watching is the job. You know, what is my job? To make sure nothing goes wrong. So if nothing is going wrong, then you're doing your job.
You're doing your job right. No one knows you were there.
And that's not all jobs.
No.
Like a nanny. I wouldn't work for a nanny.
I have a 5 a.m. Zoom meeting with European colleagues. Cool. 5 a.m. is a rough time to be up.
But it's a great time to go to bed.
And I haven't gotten up at 5 this entire pandemic. Dumbledore is an old English word for bumblebee. It may still be used in some parts, but I've never heard it like Cobb and other old names.
Yeah.
Cobb and Lob are old names for spiders. That's cool. Never did that. Finally found it. The great yellow jack monster was called Ulagu. You know I'm going to tear that up. And was said to be able to swoop down and carry off small children and wait until it was killed in its cave, and it split into the two worlds wasps. So it's an origin story.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so I'm looking, and what do I have to do for head shape? All of them have those angular cheekbones that I like to put on anyway. In all honesty, probably the look of Beastman.
That's funny.
Because it was so, what?
So Shelob was really just Girl Spider.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's funny. Good catch, Stace. That's funny.
So Beastman probably influenced, you know, the monsters that I liked because I liked him at a young age when I was looking at Masters of the Universe stuff.
That's messed up. I have never thought that.
What's that?
Michelob. Oh no. No, the Shelob. I think that's brilliant. That's funny. And he was a linguist. He would know.
Yeah, there's one here that I actually I'm favoring one image.
Is it the gray one or that one?
No, no,
No?
no, no.
That's too anime. That's the one I like.
That's good. That's what I'm favoring.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not drinking that spider beer. Ain't happening, Derek.
Y'all are discussing spider beers?
Michelob.
Yeah, well,
Have you watched the Toys That Made Us Masters of the Universe episode of Netflix? Yes? Of course
Yep.
he has. Of course he has.
yeah, and when I was a kid, this was my jam. Like I was very much and I didn't like any
Yes.
of the good guys. I only liked the bad. They just looked 10 times cooler.
Here's a question for you. Ever make a mask that was basically a mouth?
Yes.
The plant.
Yeah, the plant creature that we do is basically just a big mouth. We just put ferns around it.
Apparently spiders are low carb.
Well, they're high protein.
And Brandon asked, how many nipples should Beastman have?
Although I'm not going to start advocating because, bats are how we got into this mess. Just
Yeah, China caught it right off the bat.
let's not eat the weird stuff, okay? Rob, if you say that again, I'll have to ask you to leave.
Sorry.
See what we're doing here. Yeah, so a lot of what happens with Beastman, it happens right in here, So this area is really the focal point. Do you want to swing that around so you can see the sculpture a little bit more head on?
Me?
Put it over here.
Yeah, I can do it. You're getting some pretty interesting questions.
You should be asking me them.
I try not to interrupt you. Also, the Great Wasp story is pretty close to the Gollum Napper.
And what
Giant
tribe
mosquito
of
monsters.
Indians is that from? What tribe of Native Americans is that from?
Your spiders are starchy. Don't have an answer.
What?
Junkyard Hooligans. I remember hearing the story, book on record, Toys in the Sandbox when I was wee, but I never knew there was a cartoon.
You missed something.
Yeah, evidently.
Now you're late.
I was trying to figure out the Gollinapper.
The what?
They're giant mosquito monsters as big as the eagles from North Carolina. Now they're talking about eating bugs.
Of course they are.
Live nights with Alan are the new norm. Carolina Cherokee.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Thank you, Prehistoric Matt. Shrimp are bugs and we eat them all the same. That's true.
Shrimp aren't bugs.
I believe that shrimp...
They're bug-like, but they're not bugs.
I believe that shrimp, crustacean, they're all bugs. They're pill bugs.
Well, see, a pill bug is a bug either.
What are cephalopods that eat your tongue?
Those are squid.
What are the ones that eat your
right?
tongue?
Cephalopods.
Cockroaches in the
They're
sea.
not trilobites.
No.
I know what I mean.
They have a weird name.
Isopods.
Arthropods.
Isopods.
Isopods, yes.
Isopods are the ones that latch onto the tongue. Arthropods are the pill bugs.
And they say they're delicious.
Oh, okay.
Cephalopods are octopi, yes. Yes, thank you, CC. And Beastman looked rough in the movie.
Well, they used Grizzlor in the movie. They didn't. That wasn't Beastman. That was actually Grizzlor.
Oh.
They did it wrong, and it angered me.
Head, foot, cephalopods. Got it. I don't care what they are. All I know is when I shut Red Lobster down, when it's all you can eat shrimp. Okay.
Indeed.
Yeah, we can get closer to the sculpting.
This is Rob's first time.
Oh, please.
He hasn't had this much responsibility in a while.
With the camera, anyway. Let's see if I can get here. Is that good for you guys? Is that better? Oops.
To be fair, I don't ask Shannon to operate the camera most of the time. Most of the time, she stays on comments and cat videos.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille. If I got any closer, I'd have to strap it to him.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's right there. I mean, it's a foot away. You could zoom in if you wanted to. You know how to pinch the screen and zoom in?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
So everything that I put on is really thick and heavy. Haven't done anything for a chin or anything for a bottom lip. But I wanted to get this on and kind of raked out because I'm going to start paring away at it now. Alexa, what time is it?
Is the screen still fuzzy, Stanley? Seems
The
clear.
time is 7:52 p.m. Have a good evening.
So I'm going to have this guy pretty well blocked out in an hour and be working on my forms. I don't see this sculpture taking me 8 hours. I'll probably have this guy done in 5.
Yeah, the phone's plugged in, big dog. It's all plugged in. It's cleaned.
Is Big Dog checking your work?
I guess so. It says it's fuzzy, but here it's clear as hell.
Who says it's fuzzy? Just one person?
Yeah,
Could be them.
could be them.
Maybe they're getting old and need glasses.
That's pretty clear.
Yeah.
There we go.
Grab me a blue shop towel over there, though. We'll see if it gets more clear.
Clear down under. Do you enjoy the sound and feed of slapping clay? The feel. The feel.
I don't mind it, per se. Is it aimed the right place, Rob?
It is.
Okay. It means I'm working, so that's good. It means that things are happening.
No, it's pixelating a lot. I wear glasses.
Oh.
The lighting's the same as usual. Everything's the same.
Yeah, so that's what that is that's internet feed, and normally that's on your end. Is everybody saying that?
No.
Then they're having a slower connection right now.
There's probably a lot of people on the internets right now.
Okay, so I'm just kind of raking out, and I'm looking at my sculpture and my piece. This is way too much nose, way too much brow, but I start heavy and then I pare it back.
Not enough chin.
I don't have any chin yet. I haven't done any chin or lower lip yet. But I will.
Prehistoric Matt, I'm just amazed how fast the face was formed. I think the shot may be having a lower connection speed. Beastman should have those diamond-shaped eye pockets. Always shifting before 80 and 720. Yeah, that's.
Most of that, the diamond shape, most of that is that blue paint, but some of that's going to come in here. Okay.
Beastman!
It is Beastman.
Watching videos off the internet when you first could. Beastman Christine.
You know what, Stan? You're online. You're using bandwidth. That's what's causing the problem.
I'm attached to the low fork, that's it.
Yeah. But that's still through the internet. You're not attached to it to a cable, they don't have that. So you're on the internet. You just went off.
Rodney
Okay.
Pope, we're sculpting Beastman.
And turn off your phone's Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Because all that is sucking Wi-Fi. It's sucking the Wi-Fi juice.
All right.
So let me know if that improves the situation at all.
Let us know if this is working better. We cut off all extraneous forms of internet usage. Whoa. Yeah, maybe.
What's that?
Seems better.
Okay.
How do I get latex off my cat's fur other than shaving?
Hand lotion with lanolin. Any hand lotion that has lanolin in it.
Yeah, everybody's much happier with the feet.
Okay.
now.
Blame Stan, everybody. Big dog, remember it was Stan's fault.
I didn't even kick anything over this.
Yeah, it's not kicked over a mold or anything this
I
time.
know. I mean, come on.
Did that happen? You kicked over a mold?
Yeah, you were here.
Oh. You're gonna sculpt his ears in EVA or do it in clay?
Oh, I'm doing it, Clay. He doesn't have huge ears, so.
Nah, he doesn't. Most of it's covered.
So, one of my gifts to myself is going to be a Beastman costume, but I'm only going to give that gift to myself when I hit 250 pounds. Because then I'll kind of be able to pull it off.
We have an entire plan for a Masters of the Universe group.
Yeah. And I'm going to do a Beastman costume, which I think will be fun.
I have to go with my
Who's
second
already
vote.
spoken for?
I'm Skeletor. Because I can do the voice.
What's Swear doing?
Triclops or Merman, one of those two.
Yeah. He said no to Fisto.
Always say no to Fisto. Friends don't let friends say yes to Fisto.
How many are in the shop tonight, Alan?
I'll do the lockjaw.
It's me, Stan, and Rob. Oh, Trapjaw, yeah.
Trap jaw.
Trap Jaw.
I always like her.
You know, Phil would have made a great Ram Man.
I can never figure out, like, I mean, I get it with the toy they made.
Yes,
but he
orange
had
fur.
He had this circle
Yeah.
on the top of his helmet to
Yeah.
like, hook onto stuff and slide.
Yeah.
You never saw him do it.
Yeah, he did.
Well, you didn't see it much in the
Not in
show.
the show. They use it in the commercial, like
Oh.
they push him on a string.
Yeah.
I saw it in the show once.
Which, by the way,
Hordak!
hanging from your neck while
While
zip
sliding.
lining,
Yeah.
terrible idea. Okay, so now he's got a much stronger chin. I'm happy with that. And I'm going to start reducing a lot of things to start making this work.
Christine says, today I learned what happens if you accidentally freeze your sculpt in a too cold fridge.
Wow.
Not pretty. Kitty cracked all over. It was in Tupperware to keep it from drying out.
Wow.
Hordak.
Yeah, be careful of the... Hordak is a cool looking character.
Jeez, y'all, 780 people watching and only 25 likes? I mean, 80 people.
Yeah, just say...
Just calm down. We're at 33 likes. Thank you. 34, 35.
Never tell the odds, 3PO.
I've already smashed the like button.
Smash it!
Thank you, Grump Owl.
Let's go smash it. Okay, I'm going to put a jaw muscle on here, even though you won't see it.
Because of the orange fur.
Yeah, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, I'm going to end up doing a ridge around here that I'll attach hair to.
That's coming together quick.
Well, it's an 80s cartoon character, so there's not a lot I have to do on him. He's coming in. He's getting there. All right, this is the tool that really starts making the magic happen. What you really do first is you put things on bigger than you need them to be, and then you blend it all out with a rake tool to get your highs and lows figured out. And now I'm putting in my really secondary forms.
Jason Peters asks, who do we have for internet out here?
We have a company called Skyway, which is a tower internet, which shoots right to us.
Fastest sculpt in the West.
I'm fast. I'm not the best, but I can give you a decent sculpture just as fast as anybody.
Will this one have a movable jaw?
Yes,
Turns out.
because it has enough hair on it, I can hide everything that I need in order to give this a movable jaw.
Blue and orange. All kinds of fun colors.
Well, and knowing me, I mean, I'll be able to do other stuff with this too. It won't just be a Beastman mask, you know. It's going to have some options.
Stan smashed the thumbs down.
What the heck, Stan?
There, we have 2 thumbs down.
What?
What?
And people are blaming you, Stan.
I'm not for everybody. They're probably blaming Stanley Scriver, who is a frequent watcher.
That's exactly.
Hey, Alan,
Scriven?
thanks for the tip on my molds. I never would have thought to fill them back up with clay, but it makes so much sense.
Okay. It helps. Yeah, we have to do that with some of ours because anything that I sculpted on the Mosher bust form, you fill it with latex and it wants to pour out of the net hole.
Thanks, Ezekiel. Stratos would be a good one. As a, do you know who Stratos is?
Yeah, he had like the Amish beard thing.
Yeah,
going,
yeah.
I'm halfway there.
You're halfway
I
there.
mean, I've got half the beard on it.
You're good. You're doing good.
That's right. He did have a chin strap beard.
He did.
Like
That's right.
On the bottom, came up the sides with big goggles, like a helmet. We
Tell you what though, a Zodak helmet would be pretty easy to do.
Who's the B guy? What was his name?
Buzz off.
Yeah,
Buzz
buzz off. And
One
the
year I got
weird-
6 buzz offs
In
for,
the weird
for
hat.
Christmas. I was so
how come? Somebody's asking you, how come wet clay and not oil based?
because I need a clay that is as fast, that I can sculpt as fast as I think. And oil-based clay is lovely. It actually does hold better detail, but it takes longer to work. And it takes so long to work, a lot of times my thought is already gone by the time I'm able to put it in the clay.
Somebody suggested Stinkor would be a fun sculpt.
It would. Stinkor was a repainted merman,
Oh,
and Mossman was a repainted beastman.
yep. I had Mossman. What do Rob and Stan do for Dark Hour? Whatever we're told.
Rob is very much a jack of all trades. Stanley acts, and Stan helps. So it helps with casting. A lot of behind the scenes stuff that he doesn't necessarily like doing, but unfortunately he's good at.
I like doing it.
You kind of like doing it.
As for me, I build. I'm on makeup team. I'm an
Yeah.
actor trainer, stilt walker. But I get a lot of satisfaction out of building and scenic design.
So shoot over here for a second.
Yep.
I have to modify my artwork.
Oh, that's why. Got it.
See my Wednesday sculpts folder? It's got all of these.
Nice. Looks like an angry Shrek now. Monster clay has more wax in it. Monster clay, as long as you warm it, it's easier to work with. It holds detail better than wet, and you can reuse it a lot. There's benefits and disadvantages to both types for sure.
That new medium.
It's not a Bigfoot.
Isn't bad.
It is Beast Man. I learned recently that Bigfoot's name is Harold. Somebody's doing a Bigfoot Yeti type film that takes place during Christmas. I'm thinking of doing a foam latex prosthetic on an actor in stilts.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, we do we have a Bigfoot costume here that we do with stilt beast. It's kind of fun.
We have a lot of fun. We like what we do. Yeah, personal preference with clay. I would agree with that, Christine. Like, I like using oil-based clay for like little like knickknacks, medallions, little necklaces, add-ons, things I'm going to cast out of resin because I want that high detail. But when it comes to doing masks, you can't beat the speed of web.
Wag.
Yeah.
Just like saying wag.
Wed. Water beast. That's the face right there. It says
Deselect.
C.
Yes. Layer. Flatten the image.
driving me crazy.
You don't like seeing the grids?
All the grids.
The grids are helpful when you're painting anyway.
Save this as a JPEG.
JPEG.
Save.
Bigfoot costume is on the website. How tall is it with stilts?
Very tall.
It depends on the actor because we only put them on stilts. So it could be plan on about 7.5 to 8 feet tall is the easiest way to say it. But he could be 9 depending on how high you adjust the stilts. But he would look ridiculous at 9. So do him about 7.5, 8 feet tall. In my opinion.
That's a cool one.
Yeah. That looks like Braun, doesn't it? If you know who that artist is. Chavant is a good clay?
Chavant.
Chavant. It's not Bigfoot. It's Beastman. That's true. Yeah, that's where I keep my oil bait, my monster clay. I keep it in a crock pot. Use lots of bourbon. Does that help you sculpt? It makes me not want to sculpt.
It's like a waste of money.
I don't know.
I'm drinking it.
Stanley asked, are you going to do the upper arm shields for Beastman?
Well, not right off the bat. When I get down to the costuming, yes, I will.
That'd
I'll
probably
do
be,
all of it.
that'd be EVA, wouldn't it?
There's 2 costumes that I want to do. Like, I'm not a cosplay guy, I'm a monster guy. But I want to do a Beastman costume and I want to do Kraven the Hunter. Yeah.
Nice.
Both of those are pretty similar costumes.
No. You fool.
They're not really close.
Big fur collar.
It's got like the
One's
big-
orange.
I like
one's,
my fur, okay?
one's orange, one's
You gotta
tiger
have like,
print.
You gotta like the vest that looks
Yeah,
like a lion's
Spider-Man's
head,
Kraven.
Yeah.
Big chain in the front with your chest out. Kraven was all shirtless.
Yeah, he was.
He had a vest. He had a fur
He's
vest.
supposed, and it was leopard print. And I think
It was the lion's head.
Craven's going to be the villain in the new Spider-Man movie.
That's what they were talking about.
And it was jaguar, it wasn't leopard.
Puma.
You ever sculpt so long your eyes go sting a bit because you haven't blinked?
No.
Oh.
I live for sculpting. It's you know what? It makes me happy. I am happiest when I am sculpting. So, Stan's a graphic designer. It probably hurts him to watch me do this.
I'm just watching.
The slow blink was very telling.
I'm teaching myself 3D stuff, and I'm the same.
Good night, Edison.
with that.
Good night, sir. Tell your wife I said good night.
I like that previous sculpt design of the face. It's more sharp. Because that looks watercolor and rounded.
Yeah, I like this bone structure.
Mm.
The cheeks are
It's a good
Because I
watercolor.
don't care about the body, and they're all like showing the body of this Beastman, which I get it, you know. That's one of the things about Master of the Universe is their body shape. They were hulking brutes. So
You saw the picture I sent you, right? Of they're doing some new WWF Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
They're using the old
yeah,
like He-Man bodies with their heads on them.
And making the psycho cosplay.
Psycho
From
from
Borderlands.
Borderlands.
I have the mask. I hate the guy.
Rob, they can hear you, so you don't have to whisper.
I don't think I was whispering. Bourbon goes good with everything. It does. I like bourbon.
Yeah, it's used to athletics. I don't know why they call it what they call it. But I think
So if I had to pick my favorite sculpting tool,
they can
It would be Google image search. Guys, if you're right next to the camera. So there's really, if you're going to talk, just talk. There's no point in whispering. And if you want it to be a secret, then you have to walk away because the camera will hear you.
Hey, Nora.
There's a lot of cool stuff on there that.
Bourbon goes good. Yes, it does. Had 2 old fashions at dinner. Nora's watching.
Hello, Nora. She only watches when you're here.
Well, she is biased.
Yeah. It's better than you. You don't watch at all.
I can't stand seeing myself on film. And I hate the sound of my own voice.
All I'm doing, guys, is I'm taking the head and I'm making the head a big image because that's all I need from all these pictures. Is all I need is the head. Okay.
Not true. I've watched videos without Rob, says Nora.
Well, then she only comments when Rob is here.
Brain made from silicone caulking, which I used for a project in high school. She says she doesn't just catch them all alive. Is Beastman similar to Beast on X-Men?
No, because Beastman is cool.
I can't process that question.
Beastman is Skeletor's henchman, Lord of the Beasts. So, like, he can control other beasts. You know, like in the mini comics, not in the cartoon so much, but in the mini comics, he'll often be seen like riding a giant bird or a giant bat or whatever. And man he faces, his monster form is susceptible to Beastman's control. And now you know.
Beastman!
No, and undo.
He always calls him a boot, dude.
Copy. Edit. Paste. Edit. Free transform. And another thing that I normally do is I will bump the contrast.
Somebody said Beast from X-Men is a genius, and he's super cool.
Okay. Beast was cool when he was just a dude with big hands and big feet. He's not as cool since he's a weird blue furry monster. They have no idea what to do with Beastman. That's why they've changed him so wildly from the beginning of X-Men Giant Size #1 to what he is now. They've had to change him quite a bit. Frankly, the Marvel Universe has too many geniuses, and they could do with a few less.
I'm going to field this question for you, Alan.
Okay.
Alan, which He-Man cartoon was your favorite, the 80s or 2000s? We're going to go with 80s.
Yeah, 80s.
That's not even, it's not even a question.
Adjustments.
Thanks for trying.
Brightness, contrast. Contrast helps you see kind of the bone structure sometimes. Like a lot of things just sort of pop up.
Candle wibs and calm sticks.
Cobwebs and
My brain
candlesticks.
just totally dyslexic that all over the place. Yes, he does, Glenn. I have a Joker tattooed inside my arm. 80s all the way. Who's in the shop tonight? Rob and Stan. The dogs, the Boo Floofs, and Alan.
Oh, image crop. There we go. Select, deselect, file, save as, JPEG.
I'm strictly a Nightcrawler guy when it comes to blue people.
We also got a lot of...
Bamf. That's all I got to say about that. Bamf.
When it comes to blue people, Mystique's pretty damn cool.
I'm bigger on Nightcrawler though. There was one like where they retconned where Nightcrawler was her son.
Yep.
Yeah. They made it weird. Don't make it weird.
How was the Chicago pizza? He has not eaten it
I
yet.
have not eaten it
KVFX.
yet. I got it today, and I had to do this. So I'm being responsible, and I'm doing this instead of wallowing in a pan of pizza.
Cobwebs and counselors. Yep. Bam.
Okay, now,
Absolutely. Bam.
now I can go here and I do this, and
What's up?
this is a much more usable slideshow for me to sculpt from. So my favorite sculpting tool is a Google image search. Also, I know that I want to see. So when I'm wearing this, I'm going to want to see stuff. So let's...
What's the difference between Chicago style and Sicilian?
I don't know, but Chicago style is it's a stuffed pizza, but it's just super thick, and it's food of the gods.
I have a Stitch tattoo. He's blue. I do have a blue tattoo, now that I think about it.
So way back in the olden days, there was a code in clown makeup, and it told people things about them. And for a while, if you had blue in your clown makeup design, you were letting other clowns know that you were gay, which I find that fascinating. What is this?
Why does that make me want to go back and look at every damn clown I know? Be like, oh!
Well, I think it would be mostly black and white pictures is the problem.
Back in the day.
Like chili peppers? No.
When
It's Chicago style's an upside down pizza. That's funny.
it's delicious.
It's so good. All right.
Can't let leave, Rob. They're counting on you.
I am.
Stan, filling in, read the comments.
Says Archangel 2, he was blue with intelligent metallic wings.
Yeah, well, he didn't have metallic wings until he became a herald of Galactus. That's when he became Archangel, I believe.
Mr. Sinister.
When he was just Angel, being Worthington III.
Warren.
Warren, that's right, Warren Worthington III. Then he, that is when he had angel wings. Then he got his steel wings. And that's when he kind of became cool. And Iceman didn't become really cool until Emma Frost kind of helped him figure out how to use his powers.
When he got that WWF belt.
Right.
What? I hit that.
Okay, so see how this secondary form popped up on the cheeks? That's from one of these pictures, and I never would have seen that before.
So one of the questions is, Alan, do you think it's better to sculpt a mask with an expression or a static feature?
Well, a latex mask, it's going to be static. So you want to put a little, I don't say expression, I say put character into it. You want to put some character into it. You're not going to get, you don't want a full expression. If you put a full expression in it, then it's going to read like plastic. Think about, there's some werewolf masks out there where they have this open, roaring mouth, and they're just stuck that way. So, and it just looks like their jaw would hurt after a while. And you have to, not do that. I think that actually hurts the realism of the piece. I want to believe it can move at any moment. And if it's stuck in too of an extreme of a situation, then I won't believe that.
So Cobwebs wanted to correct us that the Blockbuster broke Angel's wings. They amputated him in a hospital. He jumped out to commit suicide, but Apocalypse saved him to make him his fourth horseman, the Angel of Death.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. He gave him the metal wings.
No, you said Galactus.
Oh yeah, I did say Galactus. It was Apocalypse. I sometimes mix up my 70s villains with weird headpieces. My mistake. I knew it wasn't MODOK. Got that going for me. You know what's cool about MODOK? Nothing. Okay, so one of the things that I did just now was I got here, I had these cheekbones, and I'm pulling from the eye down. That is because that's my vision. Think about putting a cardboard tube from like a toilet paper roll up to your eye. You won't be able to see down very well at all. So by pulling this clay here, I'm giving the actor a path to see down. And the actor wearing this sometimes is going to be me. So I'm thanking myself in advance for designing a mask that's actually wearable. But not everybody, you know.
So Chad's
does.
saying the video looks really bad. It said, did you trench both sides of the nasal labia fold or just one side?
I did both, but I did one heavier than the other so that it has weight. I want the weight of this to be with this centerpiece because he's kind of almost like a monkey muscle, just a little bit. But I haven't really done much down here. This is just notes. These are notes in the clay. And eventually I will get to detailing this, but I want everything to come into the same focus at the same time.
I got a couple of long boxes too, Cobwebs. I'm a comic guy as well.
I don't collect comics. What I had was I had the Who's Who and the Marvel encyclopedias.
I have all of those.
That's
as
what I
well.
liked.
They even had the Book of the Dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Marvel Encyclopedia, Book of the Dead
Yeah.
every year.
I've got the DC Vertigo Encyclopedia as well. I've also got the DC Vertigo Tarot deck. It's beautiful. Just beautiful.
So I'm using the visual reference that I have modified to inform my sculpting and tell me what's next. I really liked this brow that I saw on one of these guys, so I put it on. And this won't be any one of them. It's going to be a mix of them.
Batman, Spawn, Hulk, X-Men were my faves. Love me some Spectre.
Spectre.
That went old school. I was a big fan of Hellblazer and Sandman and the Death comics. Those are great.
Dude, I wanted to be Spider-Man. Like, I wanted to apply for that job when I got older.
I wasn't the biggest fan of Spider-Man, and somebody sold me on it. And they're like, you realize Spider-Man's always fighting like 5 or 6 guys at a time. I'm like, huh. I mean, if you think
Well-
about it, huh.
You got skills.
He also, I mean, Spider-Man
Yeah,
can
right.
lift 15 tons.
Yes, he can.
So everybody he fights, because he fights like street thugs a lot of the time, he has to hold back. He can't ever go like full bore. I think he has a great time when he gets somebody like a Rhino or someone who he can just, you know, swing on and not worry about killing them by accident.
Chad Smith goes, I am guessing the sculpt could be a Bigfoot as well.
It's not going to be very Bigfoot, I think, by the time the sculpture is done. I've got a ridge up here. I've got some pieces up here to make happen. It's possible, but I don't think it would be a very good Bigfoot.
Let's talk about the bandwidth for a minute. So we have no other bandwidth than what's being used right now on our end. Our picture is perfect coming through our phones. So
Well, yeah, but that's making it so you wouldn't see it. If we were on with the big TV, we might see it. We might see it, but we don't have that up. So I'm giving you all the bandwidth that I've got.
you will get shocked.
And I can call and ask for more tomorrow, but this is what we got right now.
And as you go along, that'll be less Bigfooty.
Stan, can you go to the fridge in there and take it off the internet?
Big Dog, Alan he asked you, he has a friend who's got a bunch of Boris Karloff comics if you want them.
I want them. I want them.
He wants them.
I would even buy them.
He would even buy them. Moon Knight is way more powerful than comics give him credit for.
Okay.
He's basically Batman, isn't he? He can do
He's-
things in shadows or
He's
something?
kind of Batman and Deadpool. He has some
Hey, Chad.
ancient Egyptian powery stuff.
That's not Dr. Destiny, is it?
No. And he has 3 personalities that live inside of him. I believe I'm saying that correctly, but
Old school name more. Yes.
back when he was a bad guy.
He still is a bad guy. He's an anti-hero at
He's
best.
been on the Avengers, so
Yeah, but reluctantly.
I don't know. You're still on it.
Can it be a Shrek? No.
Who said that?
Jerry Collins.
Banhammer.
Okay, I'll call. Give me a few days, says Big Dog. I like the old 70s horror comics. Those are great too. Moss Man. Good. Okay, we reduced the last possible Wi-Fi siphon. Let us know.
Unless the dogs have cell phones,
Unless the dogs have cell phones.
which I'm not paying their bills, so if they do, good on them.
They probably have a better following than all 3 of us in this room.
I'm sure that they do.
I keep telling Shannon to make Boo Floof shirts. I think people would buy them.
Just because people would buy something isn't a good reason to sell.
I did work on making the mouth on my demon bigger, as you suggested, says Chad Smith. I started working on the teeth, but the rest of the sculpt is drying out due to being baby powdered the night before.
The baby powder won't really dry it out that much because the baby powder absorbs moisture from the air, but then it releases it back out. So
Yeah, I've got the original. I've got Tales from the Crypt #1, and
feel free to wet it down.
that is sealed in plastic and hermetically sealed and locked away.
So now, on some of these designs, my nose is too high. On some, I'm good. But yeah, I like the nose up here where it's at. I got to calm it down because there's a lot of nose happening.
Are you going to do pumpkin teeth on him?
No, I'll probably sculpt teeth.
Okay. Somebody asked that a little bit ago.
Yeah, I used pumpkin teeth in the last sculpture, and for a while there I was too dependent on them. So I just want to make sure that I don't get too dependent on them. They're a lovely cheat, but they're a cheat. I don't want to cheat all the time. And what I'm doing is I'm making sure that everything looks like it's on purpose.
PDQ.
Like that.
What's that sleeve stack? Just to set him off.
Someone always says sleeve stack. Because if they did their 70s right, that's all they remember from the 70s.
What I remember from the 70s is avocado green everything.
Everything.
Looks better on the TV. I have Evil Eddie #1, first appearance Lady Death. Nice. Lady Death. That's right.
Yeah, when I went to like comic book shows, her stuff was just everywhere. Lady Death and Dawn and Chi.
Yep.
And I'm like, yep, boobs are awesome. Let's move on. Show me some cool stuff, you know? None of my examples have this. I just want to see it. I don't like it.
I'm liking that one.
I met the guys who drew She. I have a few of those comics. They weren't bad. I have a Lady Death action figure. I have a Dawn action figure with all the others. Thank you, Alex. Alan would say.
What's that?
He said it looks dope.
Oh, thanks, man.
I looked through one of my long boxes to try to periodically just remind myself what I got. But the first 100 issues of G.I. Joe. And for some reason, I just quit after 100. I'm like, I'm good.
You know,
Dude, that's awesome.
we know somebody who might want
I
those.
swear
from
would
you.
love those.
I got all the annual issues. I was looking through going, wow, I didn't know I liked G.I. Joe that much.
I have all the books of magic, which is really funny because that came out like 4 years before Harry Potter, but it's the exact same origin story type situation. Oh, nice.
What?
Glenn, I have an original drawn cover from Billy, who did She.
Cool.
Well, hello. It looks dope. I love Aquaman before he was cool. I have the issue his hand got eaten by piranhas, and he got a hook for a stump. Yeah, but when he got his hand, that water stump, that water hook of his, he went way OP.
OP? Overpowered?
Overpowered.
Oh.
But still, nobody holds a candle to Flash.
I think that he was always, I mean, powerful,
Yes.
but it didn't, no one cared, you know what I mean?
Well,
He didn't care to unleash it.
yeah, but you also look at all the cartoons from the 80s, Super Friends, and he looked like Fred from the Scooby-Doo show. 50s, 60s Batman, nice. Anybody here ever read Batman Odyssey where he rides a T-Rex and shoots a gun? It's crazy. It's nuts. I also have all the Marvel zombies, which are fun.
I got out of collecting like way before those.
Oh, I did most of that before my kids.
I want to say like mid-90s. It's probably the last time I went out and bought. Late 90s, probably the last time I went to a comic book store. to buy
Late
a
teenager
comic book.
years.
Yeah.
To this day, if I smell a skunk, I'm reminded of Skunk Man toy from figure, and that's Stink.
Stinkor.
Stinkor, yeah.
Stinkor.
Stinkor.
It's like you open it out of the package, you're like, "Ugh, really? Really? Your mom's mad at you.
Remember the old Swamp Thing looking toy you could buy that you were supposed to be able to rip apart?
Manglord.
Manglord. What
And
a rip-off.
and then you ripped his arm off, and the back of the package said it would stick back on.
Never
It
stick.
never
Never did.
I went to the store and I got 3 of those because I'm like, this doesn't work. It says it does this. This one doesn't work. Got the next one, didn't work. And then in the parking lot, I'm like, no. Before we leave, I'm ripping his arm off. So I ripped his arm off. I'm like,
Because the
I
commercial,
want
they
something
ripped the arm
like
off.
I want something else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it had like the
and that's what I did.
little ooze bath you put them into like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. What a rip. Yeah, my arm never stuck back either.
Nope.
Nice.
I had him, and I had the pterodactyl guy that was with him. He had a pterodactyl buddy.
I didn't have him. I had the Chewbacca knockoff from the $6 Million Man.
Well, that's Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
We'll call him.
Bigfoot.
I was very young. I never watched the show, but for some reason I got it as a birthday present. He had like a little chest opened up, and he had a tape recorder looking.
Little bionic
Yeah.
heart. Yeah.
All the original Crow issues, first prints. That's pretty cool.
James O'Barr. I
Yep.
met him at a show. What a weird dude. like, it's like I was still a young man then.
I'm not
like,
gonna answer that.
I'm out.
When-
he creeped me out.
We're not answering that question.
What's the question?
You don't want to know.
Was that inappropriate?
I think so.
Find out their name.
And that is Alex Shockley.
Okay, somebody ban him. Get him off my group. That's inappropriate. You're racist, and I don't want you to watch me work.
Alex Shockley.
You sully my craft. Scott, Michael, if you guys are there, get him out of here.
Done. Thank you, Scott. We don't play those games.
Here's the problem. I'm live so often, and YouTube sees that people watch. I hold a decent audience, so they're sending me out to all these new people. I'm getting a lot of people, new folks who come in from, like on the sidebar, watch this video. This person's live now. You might be interested. And we're a very niche. What I'm doing is a very niche thing. And so sometimes they just hop on me buttholes, and I will not tolerate that.
My buddy got hit on by Clive Barker a long time ago. I went to a brunch with Clive Barker. He's a very nice man. I was in high school. It was a very long time ago.
James the Barber's freaked me out. He was like scary. Like
What was like talking about like what?
it seemed like he murdered people, and he made me uncomfortable.
Do you know how hard it is to make Alan uncomfortable?
He made 16-year-old Alan uncomfortable.
Question his life choices right then and there.
He's all flashback to different Strokes bicycle episode. What?
I didn't watch it.
Oh,
Bicycle. So.
it was
Somebody buy him a bicycle, creepy dude.
Creepy dude.
creepy
Yeah,
dude
it was
invited him
creepy
to the
dude
shop. Look at my bicycle. Oh, I want to take pictures of you with your shirt off. And Dudley's like, okay.
It was a
And Willis
creepy-
is like, no.
Like back in the 80s when they used to have a very special episode.
Yeah.
Remember those?
I do remember this.
He made you uncomfortable. That is bad.
4, 5, 6. What's with the center tooth guy? You're killing me. Okay. Here's my center
Remember
line.
the gooch?
Oh, nice. John C. says the original concept drawing for Beastman was rejected for looking like Chewbacca.
And one looked like it was just a bear. It was a bear. Beastman was like a bear guy.
Bear guy.
Okay, here's a question for you from Logan K. at FedEx.
Okay.
Hey guys, I saw some really cheap plastilina clay on Amazon. It says it doesn't dry, so I thought it sounded good.
Well, I mean, it depends. There's going to be a trade-off somewhere. No, it won't dry out on you, but it might be firmer. It's probably going to be a firmer clay, but it takes a little longer to work. I prefer water-based clay, which is squishy. It will dry out, but I work fast. So I don't have to worry about it drying out. That's not a factor for me.
And that's really easy to mitigate with a spray bottle of water and plastic.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting new viewers, your last YouTube Wednesday had 5 ads run during it. You're getting huge.
Wow, okay. Yeah, that's not me. I mean, but it's also a 20-minute video. So even like a 20-minute sitcom is going to have 5 commercials.
I like his Frito Kahlo eyebrow. No? Nothing? Okay.
The unibrow.
Hers was hair, not a bony brow ridge, but whatever you're into, I guess.
Well, what are you working on? Logan, he is working on a Beastman.
I'm painting a duck.
He's painting a duck. That's what I'm telling everybody from here on out. We're doing a duck.
Just painting a duck.
Dan Baker just perked up.
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh,
if I
that's
can
awesome. The Harry Beastie. I once had a pint with Ray Harryhausen back in '92, waiting for his daughter to pick him up after a convention.
Now, Ray Harryhausen was awesome when I met him.
That
Very
would've been
nice
nice.
guy, very supportive of my art. At that point, I just wanted to be a monster, but he was a cool guy.
That is cool. That would have been about the
When I met him, I didn't.
So
I wasn't making masks, and I wasn't a mask maker.
I have to be honest, I have no idea how YouTube works. I just absorb the information entertainment.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy it.
Thank you, Chad. Appreciate that. Looks good, Alan, says James.
Thank you. Is that James Minnick?
Yep.
Okay.
Think everyone who works in your shop should do a YouTube Wednesday highlighting their crafts, yeah or nay?
Sure.
I'm like a jack of all trades. I do a lot of things, but none of them really well.
No one's gonna watch my computer with YouTube Wednesday.
No one's gonna watch me spill latex and get yelled at. Actually, they will.
Actually,
Actually,
I
they
get
will.
6 ads for that. Might get a 6th ad for that episode.
I like how you did the teeth. That's pretty cool.
Thanks.
You make sculpting looks like it just flows through you.
I like to sculpt.
I like character creation. I do. I like it.
You like what?
Character creation. Just getting a whole character together and then whole ta-da, and then let's get rid of it and go on to something else. That's right, Chad. That's right.
Why is Chad right?
Jack of all trade, master of none. David Outdoors 2012 says he loved the Antler YouTube Wednesday.
Thank you.
Sculpting is my favorite part of the process, says Logan.
I found my Kemper W21.
Nice.
I've been looking for that for a while.
Now you know.
That means I'm going to change the teeth.
Somebody, Brandon D. GoPro on one of the dog's collars. Doggy Day Fridays.
Yeah, who knows what you can see.
Looks kind of like Pazuzu at the moment.
See some things and stuff.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right. You see things and stuff.
Just a love bug.
That way.
You-
One of the reasons I love the Kemper W21 tool is it helps me with teeth.
We have 89 people watching.
Cool.
The antlers were really good, says the Hairy Beastie.
He watches from Scotland.
Scotland.
Why did he do that? Now, yeah.
I'm Irish. I can do it.
You are not Irish.
I am Irish.
No. Back in your lineage, people were Irish.
My parents.
So why, if you're Irish, can you do the Scottish thing?
Because
Yeah,
we're
they're not exactly friendly.
No, we're not. Hello, everybody. This is Scott.
Hello.
My grandparents are so Irish, they came off the boat and became cops. My mother's so Irish, she was a cobbler. But yes, I was born in Texas.
South Irish.
I'm Southern Irish. That's right.
So for the audience, it's what happens when you don't ask questions. We laugh at our own jokes.
So when I'm doing teeth kind of come in pairs. I did these teeth, I did these teeth. Now I get a piece big enough for both of those teeth. And I rip it in half. Now I know that I'm going to have the same amount of mass in each of those teeth when I form them. Because otherwise it would be very easy for me to put make one tooth bigger than the other by accident.
The description of the plastilina says it's soft and pliable, making it easy to scrape from molds.
Okay. I like to power wash my molds. That's the easiest for me, but that's me. I mean, different strokes for different folks.
The bigger the mold,
you buy it.
the bigger the mold, the more I like the power wash. I can't wait to go dark hour and get them out and paint them and all that stuff. Can't wait for that. How's the new chair, Big Dog at? Cobwebs and candlesticks. I'm 59% North Irish.
It's a really specific number.
Probably had his
Ancestry.
cheek swabbed or whatever.
I don't want to know. I don't want to go do that. Yeah? Just gotta.
I really should at some point, 'cause there's a lot of things I just don't know.
Well, it doesn't tell you your genetic dispositions, does it?
Yeah.
Like it'll break you down like, oh, you got this percentage chance to get this, or this.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Cobweb said she spit in the tube and sent it off. Mostly Friday nights, I'm 50% Irish whiskey.
Who said
Scott. I think I've seen you do both methods, but which do you prefer when it comes to sculpting teeth, sculpting them out of clay, or make and put them in as you are now?
I probably prefer this method. I think that you have a little more control.
He's really got those bottom canines coming out.
Yeah, and I'll get to those. I just want to make sure I get these guys in.
If you pay extra, Rob, they will tell you what you're prone to. And then somebody said, I hate getting tubes of spit in the mail. If you're North Irish, you're British. I think some people might take offense to that. What is the biggest mold that has been made in the shop? In this shop?
This shop I haven't really done well.
Probably the chess pieces.
The creature's back piece.
Yeah, the creature's back piece for sure. Yeah, that was a beast. But the biggest mold that I know that we've made was massive. I mean, I could crawl inside the mold. It was that big. Yeah, but we did that at dark hour.
On the puppet head.
Mm-mm.
Or the shark
Either the
thing.
worm
The
or the worm. Because I literally set Indian style in it and scraped mold clay out of it for like hours. It's a duck, Susie Scott.
What? Susie Scott?
I don't know. Rob Cobwebs is man. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. Sorry, Cobwebs. If you can.
Sorry, guys. This is the last time I have Rob read comments.
Oh, thanks.
Did the bandwidth improve any, guys, or is it still terrible?
Anybody? Looking good, Alan. Polish and Cherokee Indian. Ever swab your mouth and stick the result under 1,000 times oil immersion? It's not genetics, but it's cool. Shannon's not in the shop tonight. Reception is crappy, crappy, bad, good. Proved for me. It's in and out.
Well,
We shut off everything.
there you go. Yeah, I mean,
Nothing
yeah,
left.
we have 0 extraneous bandwidth, so.
It's looking good. Good night, Spastic Pug.
Night, Pug.
Sleep well and dream of large women. Is Bella the only smart enough one to stay on the bed?
Well, the other might be hot. See, now I've worked on the teeth too long, and I really need to go and just work on something else.
Sometimes it helps just to walk away from something and do something different for a few minutes.
What's too long?
This area, I'm starting to get detail in, and I don't have detail in the other areas. They're only kind of roughed in. So I need to
Tony's animation says, do a cracked tooth.
get everything up at the same speed, basically.
Who on here creates? Just sub to Cobweb. Lots of people.
What was that an answer to?
Who in here creates?
Oh, yeah.
Just put a little pledge on it, as Alan would say. What kind of clay would you suggest for someone who's never tried sculpting before?
Well, it's not about where are you working? Where are you working? Because this clay is messy. This clay makes dust. So if you're working in your kitchen of your apartment, I would not suggest water-based clay. I'd say go oil-based because that's going to be just cleaner. So there's a lot of factors beyond just your new. Your new isn't a factor. I mean, you being new is only a factor to you. You can make amazing art having never done this before.
Play-Doh. Somebody said.
All right, now I have how many different references? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I like that face.
7. I have 7 reference pictures Only 2 have bigger bottom canines than upper canines.
Reminds me slightly of the devil from Clash of the Titans. I forgot his name.
Calabas.
Calabas. Yeah. Which they really messed up in the new one.
Well, they did a different take.
They did. Hard to look everyone up on the phone during the stream. Play-Doh is the result of Victorian wallpaper cleaner? Okay, that's cool. Did not know that. Carabos.
I do want...
It looks like his ex-wife after the divorce, says Big Dog.
Everything I sculpt looks like Big Dog's ex-wife.
Something came up. If you guys are on later, I'll be back to join you. Peace. Bye, Logan.
Okay, mate.
Does look like Helm, Horror Beauty, the Lord of the Marsh. Huh. Calabas.
Yeah, I mean, Calabas is such a beautiful design. With really nice work on him.
That was all Harryhausen, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Because I know he did everything else for it.
It was like simple, but it was really clean.
Harryhausen was a master. That's cool. Play-Doh is used to roll on, in Victorian times. You rolled it on the wall to get rid of soot and lamp oil off the wall.
Look at that.
That's pretty cool.
Learn new stuff.
Maybe she should go. Man, hurting a lip line.
What do you mean by a lip line?
I read it to you as it was said.
Yeah, I mean, because this is... A lot of people do like a puffy lip, but there shouldn't be another line above this lip. This just happens. And this will get toned down in time.
Well, Horror Beauty, I think a lot of that has to do with versus practical effects versus CGI. No matter how great CGI is, it's just
Can you
not
read
going
me the question?
look right. The
So I know
Kraken,
what
it
you're
was a
talking
statement. The Kraken was way better than the new release.
You know what? I did not like the original Kraken because it had noodly arms, and I wasn't a fan of the noodle arms. I like elbows, I guess. Or make your tentacles be tentacles, not have hands on the end.
Yeah, octopuses would be really weird with hands.
Yeah. We'll get into all kinds of crud.
They're pretty crafty as is.
All right, so that's a cleaner upper lip, but even this, it doesn't. I don't have enough. I haven't figured this out yet. Probably need to go back with it like that a little. Get rid of this.
Between lip and chin, this is harder to explain than what I thought. Says Chad Smith.
So I'm doing teeth now, and when I get the teeth done, I'll throw a bottom lip on.
Brandon D said you have noodly arms.
Okay. I used to have good arms, and then I got old and fat and didn't exercise. So don't let that happen to you.
Damn, time to drive home now. Good night. Peace to y'all. Goodbye, cobwebs and
Good
candlesticks.
night, sir. He'll be on again.
Good night, sir.
Normally, I'm still on by the time he gets to wherever he's going. So I was thinking about doing a YouTube Wednesday on on making sculpting tools. What do you guys think about that? I don't know how many of you guys sculpt, but so it might have a limited interest.
Like making wire loop tools or
Making
all?
loop tools and rakes and all of it, yeah.
First, you got to eat your popsicle.
Well, I just buy them by the thousand.
I know. I was being funny.
But yeah, I will go over those. Because they're awesome.
Chad Smith says he'd be into sculpting tools. That'd be cool. Show us how to do it. Yes, please. Yes, please. Guitar strings are good for loop tools.
Can be.
I extrapolated that, Tony. That'd be cool. I think I've used a few guitar strings as loop tools in my time. They're sturdy. You know they're going to work. A lot of people are a lot of positive feedback on that concept.
Okay. Okay, so these are about the same size as the top.
What a pity you aren't closer. I could give you 1,000,000 guitar strings. Well, you could always slip them in the boxes of Tim Tams there, Ezekiel.
Keep that weight down. More Tim Tams.
More Tim Tams.
Sabotage your own packages, Ron.
I just ordered a couple of Kin's tools,
Ken's tools.
and I'm excited to try them out, says Chad Smith.
Yeah, they're pretty good, man. I like them.
John C., I have the biggest collection of weird pieces of junk I've used as sculpting tools. So does Alan.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sometimes you gotta make a rake. Sometimes you gotta make, this, that, or the other. It happens. Using a G.I. Joe's hand. Why not? Kung Fu grip. You could probably dig grooves out with it. Seeing as Alan's on a strict diet, Rob, you must be due for some Tim Tam survival kit. Yes, always. I like the diabetes. I have diabetes. I can make that joke. That's looking good.
We're getting there.
Another yes on how to make sculpting tools demo, says Ethan Hallow.
Okay.
Thanks for that. You're getting some really positive feedback. That's a good
Okay.
concept.
I'll do one of those. So a lot of this is teeth, but I do have to move on a little bit. I'm going to block out, rough in some ears.
I got a question. Scott, what characters do I play at Dark Hour? I play quite a bit. I play Heinrich, different characters out the shows. I have a stilt walker called Nicodemus.
I don't know who Heinrich is. Explain who he is.
Heinrich is a hunchback that serves the scientist in the lab. He's just loud and rude and obnoxious, talks with a really bad German accent. And then there's Nicodemus, who's a 7.5-foot tall necromancer. And then I fill in his character. In the asylum, I play a doctor a lot. It just depends on where I'm needing the show and what they want me to do. But those are my three pretty much stable characters. But I had a really kick-ass Wolfman set up for Trans World and MHC and Dog Days, and now he's just sitting at home staring at me wistfully. Silently laughing at me.
So the references on his ears they go from
They're all over the
almost
place.
elf to
Yeah,
like
they really
just
are.
enormous.
Just all over the place.
Like that one, those are huge.
Those look like vampire bat ears.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. The reference told me to make it up.
I'd wear that to Walmart if I was you. Everyone else is wearing crazy masks, says Ezekiel.
You know, this isn't a mask I need. It's just one that I wanted. You know, it would be very cool to make a nice Beastman mask. I've always been a Wolfman fan, and Beastman was about the closest to a Wolfman that there was.
Ferengi ears. That's crazy, Brandon.
Ferengi?
Yep. We're not going to put Ferengi ears on Beastman, I don't think. Do you already have the fur for the Beast mask?
Nope.
Won't be hard to get.
Nope.
He knows a guy.
Got people.
Got people.
I got some fur dealer.
Kenny, that sweet, sweet fur. That's a really strong face. It's doing very well.
And where I'm headed to is I got to start combing it down. I want to add a fringe around here to attach hair to, so it'll be a little bit like sculpted hair, kind of.
I got my LLC filing back today for my new haunt. It says Body Geeks.
That's awesome. That's great. Love that.
After you get one painted and haired, throw a Bob Ross wig on him and call him Bob the Beast.
Who said that?
Michael Lasseter.
You know better.
Happy little Skeletors. Put Spark ears on in.
Spock.
Spock. There you go. I wouldn't want to see a beast man in a pond far.
I don't get that reference.
Vulcans only mate once every 7 years. When they go into heat, it's called a pond far.
I'm a little more of a Star Wars guy than a Star Trek guy. Although I did enjoy
A little bit.
the Next Generation.
Yeah. That's about the right age for us. Due to the nature of my association, I have friends who are super into Star Wars and super into Star Trek. And so
I have a house divided.
I've
My
had-
wife has every Star Trek movie.
Really?
Every episode of The Next Generation. She is a hardcore Trekkie.
Really?
Next to all of my Star Wars stuff is neatly divided on the other side of our new bookcase.
So Brandon D asks, what's the oldest running joke in the shop?
Boy, I don't know that I keep track, but
The Rob's disappeared with an accident.
yeah, I mean,
Oh, I was waiting. I was just waiting.
I do make fun of Rob a lot. Rob is the oldest running joke in the show.
I was waiting for that. Knew that was coming.
So this year is a little further back, and this one's a little more forward. I see it more when I look above, just a little more forward. But do I like it? I think I like it further back like this. And that'll give me a little more room for hair. So this ear comes off.
Well, is it possible to buy long yak fur?
Yes.
We also get a lot of our hair from beauty supply shops.
And also the woolery.
This reminds me of something I would see in the Sinbad movie growing up, or Clash of the Titans.
Thanks.
Kind of looks like a gargoyle. I refuse to introduce my kids to Star Trek. Bad enough with Star Wars.
Everything looks like a gargoyle when it's a clay sculpture. You get that on every single sculpture because it's gray, you know, and right now just the big features are chiseled out. So
The sculpt does look a lot like Alan when he was cracking his back the other day.
oddly specific.
With horn and tongue and a different paint, this sculpt would make a pretty decent Krampus.
Yes.
I agree.
Every sculpt would make a decent Krampus.
Big dog, sleep well.
But Beastman is just a hornless Krampus. Good night, sir.
Oldest joke in the shop is YouTube whenevers.
Oh, thanks, Tater, jerkface.
That was Lasseter.
I know, but Tater made it up.
Oh.
Tater started YouTube whenever.
Of course he did. Line Cook. Good night. The Gargoyles, the running joke. Can't wait for more EVA foam videos. Here's the wool. Thank you, Scott. And another
The
good
woolery.
night.
Yes.
Thewoolery.com.
Okay, when I put this ear on, I put it on too high. It's cut it off again.
Megalodams did not look like a gargoyle, lol.
That's true. It's true.
And Big
He's
Dog
the
says,
one.
enjoy the pizza.
Oh my gosh, Big Dog, I sure will.
I almost didn't bring that into the house for him, just so you know. I almost just drove away
Yeah,
with
he
it.
almost got murdered. That's what almost happened.
You didn't know that was out there. I could have been gone. I could have been all the way home before you even knew.
Shannon knew.
Yeah, but she's not going to be home till when?
I know your address.
Oh, you do, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there with Pete trying to eat it before he kicks the door in.
Take me alive.
Anyone else having trouble finding Loctite? Ezekiel would like you to take photos of the pizza.
I will.
Beastman versus Beastmaster. Who wins? Beastman.
Beast Man.
It's not even a question.
I don't know. Does he have the tiger and the ferrets?
He would control them.
Yeah, he would take over the tiger and the ferrets.
Beastman could just talk. Beastmaster could just talk to him.
It's true. It's true.
Well, man, as the stream was titled. We checked Walmart for Loctite. People are looking for Loctite. Yeah.
Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot. I found it in all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, hands down, Beastman would just tear Lars apart. Dar.
Dark.
Dark. But no, I mean,
How about
maybe a
Wolfman
point.
versus Beastman? If we're going with the precedent that Beastman took control of Man-E-Faces when he was under the animalistic form, then it would also stand to reason that Beastman would also control the animalistic nature in Wolfman.
Yeah, he would.
Beastman versus Aquaman, but they're in the Amazon.
But only while he is a
Wolfman.
werewolf.
Right.
And as soon as he is not a werewolf, he would just shoot him. Wolfman wins.
Wolfman or Lawrence Talbot. Who are you fighting? Really?
But no, I mean, it was detailed, but if you didn't buy the action figures to get the little mini comic books,
Huh?
they didn't go into that. You know, he made that point on the show, the
Yeah.
cartoon. They never went into
Yeah, he controlled.
that he
these.
controlled them. You had to buy the figures and read the little comic book.
Reason they can't find is maybe word has gotten out how awesome Loctite is. Beastman versus Chuck Norris.
Beastman.
Beastman. Beastman versus Aquaman, but they're in the Amazon. Like, I don't. What?
Not in the ocean.
Sure. Well, then Beastman. I don't know. Aquaman's pretty tough.
Yeah, with all the videos of leopards attacking Cayman, leopards win.
Alan, have you on your haunted house yet?
Have I worked on the haunted house?
Yeah.
Dark Hour is my day job. Right now we're on a bit of a furlough because the world is ending. And as soon as the world gets back on track, I'm going to go back to work.
What? Somebody said, did you see where Chuck Norris died from COVID-19?
Yeah, he did. And after that minor inconvenience, Chuck Norris stood up and went on with his day.
Then he recovered. Oh, I can't.
Gotta see all the jokes on the internet, Rob.
Well, I'm not on the internet all that much anymore. It's like an episode of The Big Bang Theory. This versus that.
Yeah, we tend to have some debates.
Loctite and EVA and limitless possibilities.
Yeah.
It's true.
It'll be fun.
Rumors of my death were greatly exaggerated. Says Brandon. He does have those like really sharp cheekbones.
You won't bet, huh?
And after the Antler video, Loctite was sold out of Amazon.
I think we got a stash.
Had a stash. I'm pretty much out, so made some really big antlers. So we're getting there, guys. This area here, I haven't done anything with.
Yeah, Loctite sold out. It's Alan's fault.
Should have bought stock in Zoom and Loctite.
4 a.m. drop time on that video, by the way.
What's that?
4 a.m. drop time on your video.
Yeah, because I was working on it, man. That means I was up till 4 a.m.
Crazy. Everyone's out because Alan keeps buying cases of it.
Dude, Loctite is awesome.
It's pretty good.
You can do a lot of stuff with it.
If honest, I wasn't hooked on the idea of Beastman, but you're swaying me. Looks good. Says today's animation.
It's
Tony's
just gonna-
animation.
It's just going to be a nice monster sculpt, really. And then the hair work is really going to finish it off and make it be a thing, you know. The Beast Man's face is just some simple shapes.
It's Loctite UV stable.
Yes. More so because it's 4 times as dense. It has great stuff. So it is 4 times more UV stable than great stuff.
Oh, they were talking about degradation, not light reaction.
Right.
Gotcha.
As was I, sir.
I'm with you now. I'm sorry, UV, I immediately think lighting conditions.
Okay. I appreciate whoever that was, Tony's animation, hanging out even though he didn't think he was going to like the sculpt. Appreciate that.
Every time, Scott Carrington says, every time I think I have a favorite sculpt, Alan starts the next one, I change my mind again. I read it with the emphasis.
So do I. That is one of the joys of being able to do the work.
And noticing your improvements and as you get better. You think you'll do a suit for a Beast Man? He has to.
I'm going to do a costume for me, yeah, when I hit 250.
You don't want us just to airbrush orange?
I'm a little pudgy now, but when I hit 250, I'll be happy to do a Beast Man costume.
Have you ever utilized mirrors on a mask?
Yes.
I've used mirrored sunglasses on masks. If you could sculpt boogers, I'd still watch. Says Ezekiel.
Well, I appreciate that, sir.
And I bet he can.
And boogers are next week.
It's been sold out there for weeks.
On Booger Monday.
Some horns, and that'll be an awesome Satan.
Could be demoning. I mean, it all depends on how you finish.
Rawhead Rex. Good job. And original name, likes your beard.
And what?
Original name, I like your beard.
Okay. Are you saying they have an original name?
No, I read you exactly what's on here. Original name, I like your beard.
Okay. Thanks.
That is a comfortable dog. Just for a second, you got to really see the joy of this. That is one splayed out dog. They're all asleep all over the shop.
Okay, so now I think I'm going to go in.
Good night,
with
Brandon.
Something else, probably a black sponge, and work some of this detail with water and smooth out. I'm going to smooth out the face so I can get to the next round. Why, thank you.
Ooh. That's damn fine sculpture. And it must be a warm night if the dogs aren't sleeping on each other.
Very comfortable. It's nice night.
Yeah.
It is a nice night. Glad you like the new chair. Are you gonna be okay?
Well, I sat down, I rolled back 5 feet.
Will we see the pull of the Heptor?
If it cures in time, yes. Heptaron.
Oh.
No. Hepator.
Ezekiel says he'd like to see Rob, Stacy, and Stan sculpting and Alan directing.
Okay. I'm down. Rob has flashbacks on me direct.
You are a funny little girl.
So original name asks, how did you get into clay working? But I'm going to probably say sculpting, maybe is what they meant.
I wanted masks that I could see and breathe out of, and at the time when I was coming up in as a haunted house actor in the 90s, most masks did not have good visibility, they did not have good breathing, and they were not fun to work in. So this is necessity meant that I kind of needed to make my own. I had to amend the market a little bit.
So Chad asks, have you sculpted standing up? I'm having back issues, hunched over my sculpts, thinking of building a stand to sculpt off of.
I have. I mean, I've done both. Now I kind of prefer to sit, but I have tables and stuff that are the right height for it. Back this up all the way so you can see the base of this. This is an office credenza that I put up on a platform so it was the right height to be a work table. This is, if it were regular table height like this one over here, a regular folding table, that's way too low as a workstation. I like my tool drawer things from Home Depot, those are great, but this guy, you know, I wanted it on wheels, number one, so I built a platform for it and put it on casters. And this process of getting it mostly done, or getting it blocked out, and then, Alexa, what time is it?
It's 9:18 p.m.
This came from an artist named Jonathan Fuller, who is a mask maker, and who is excellent. And he has a process that he goes through where he uses the black sponge like this and just smooths it back out in order to take another second look at it, really see the forms and see what's happening. And I like that process, so I adopted it. You know, I gotta come back in and detail these ears and stuff, but right now, I'm liking it. I think my nose needs to be a little sharper. There were several almost ethnic noses in my reference, but I want to go for a sharper nose in this angle here, and that became evident to me as I started doing this.
That's not a question.
So Body Geeks asks, do you build up the costumes for these masks or do you turn that part over to someone else?
So everything in my shop, I know how to do, and I sort of direct. And most of the time, I'm teaching people how to do it. It's very rare that someone comes to me and they, like, oh yeah, I can make a muscle suit, I can do this, 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 and this. We had an alligator muscle suit, was it this time last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we were working on for Gatorland in Orlando. And that's one where both Stan and Rob did work on it. But I started it and then kind of handed it over when we got to that part of the process. So I guess the answer is yes. But I teach the people normally who I hand it over to.
Now here's an interesting question. Could you fire and glaze them? And if so, could they be used for more pulls?
No, like this is clay for ceramics, but this would probably explode in a kiln because it's so thick. It would not survive kilning, I don't think.
And once you glazed it, you'd lose so much detail as well. Stan, same question for you. What characters do you play at Dark Hour?
Whatever.
He was one heck of a Nosferatu.
He really was.
I loved. I was one of the Nosferatus for Haunt Season. I loved doing that character. I've been the doctor in the asylum a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
And my very first show was just about a year ago, and I was a man.
You were a Wolfman.
My very first show.
Oh. I'd never played a Wolfman before, and I'd planned just to knock it out of the park this year. I'm probably still right there.
If we ever bring in just a random vampire, I'm gonna campaign to resuit up to be the Nosferatu.
Favorite kind of vamp. Okay. I'm gonna check. What are you?
And he was eating a permanent marker. I got most of it. Probably has a lid.
I know.
You're a terrible person. You're no fun at parties. That's what the dogs are saying to you, Rob. For taking a chew.
Probably meant Bisclay. Totally different. Yeah, that is totally different.
All right, take a second. I need to get about 15 feet away from this and take a look at it. Because I've been up on it this whole time, and I haven't looked at it from a distance. Okay, that's not too big. The teeth, I think, are too chunky. I need to make the teeth lose some weight. And I will probably just wire loop them down and move them a little closer together. They're a little chunky in the tooth department. I tend towards chunky forms in my sculpting, so I'm not surprised. Get your nose in there.
Do you ever do the squint look at your sculpt?
On occasion. I'm 45, my eyes are going, so I squint look at everything.
Lisa, is acting mostly ad lib, or do you have scripts?
Yes.
I get tired of the same lines.
It depends.
Depends on the actor.
And what I normally do is I'll do guidelines, you know, say these kinds of things, as opposed to here is your script.
I kind of operate under a toolbox of replies, because eventually you do this long enough, you get a good set of patterned replies, because you're going to hear the same things over and over and over. But every once in a while, you get to come up with something good. Like during our vampire show, some woman yelled at me when I crawled out from under a Vardo and scared her. She goes, "Don't eat me, I'm fat." And I whispered in her ear, "But fat's where the flavor is." So sometimes, you know, improv works, but if you're new at it, we kind of keep you on a short leash. Because not everybody demonstrates good judgment in the things they say. I am guilty of it myself. Just curious, what do you pay for a 12-ounce can of Loctite tight foam? Down here, I think they're like $5. Right?
Like $7. It's a little more than great stuff and way more worth it.
Fonlin says, "I love the gator suit. I have several friends that work at Gatorland, so she's seen it."
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
You smell different when you're awake. I love that line. I use that myself.
It's too common now, though. I mean, it's
It
all
is.
over the internet. And they'll think that you get your lines from the internet, which I don't want people to think.
That's true. 5 years ago, though, it was hot. It was a hot line. And then somebody would be like, "What?" And then I'd look at their significant other and say, "Don't go home, they know." Oh, yeah?
Now we're just brushing out here. Now it's a brush in water, so that texture that I put on, we're going to knock down. And this guy is going to be the smoothest that he has been, which often will prep you for putting in tertiary forms, your third level of forms in detail. And then after that, I will go in and do a fourth skin texture layer, but I'm already on my tertiary forms, I think, right now.
I see that insect mask. It says Brandon D. I'll start mine once I acquire all the paint airbrush setup space.
Oh,
Chad Smith says, well, damn, I'm in a sheltered community. I guess I need to learn some new lines. Brandon D. Gatorland in Florida, yes. And Rachel Powell says, my 16-year-old picked up a ghost girlfriend at a local haunt called Evil on Erie last year. She was in the first room and followed him through the entire haunt.
good times.
So what are y'all both just beating up on Bella now?
That's the kind of stuff I did when I was 15. I mean,
$8.99 at Home Depot in Peoria, Illinois.
okay. I did meet a lot of girls in haunted houses when I was a young single man. And my wife I actually met in a haunted house. And that's working out pretty well for me.
Do you have gators in Texas? We do, Ezekiel. What was that?
Fly.
Oh. We do. There's actually a alligator swimming around Lake Louisville with a steak knife stuck in his head. Nobody's going to pull it out.
Because Texas.
Because Texas. Cheney, what are you chewing? No.
Pizza is coming probably.
Yeah.
At least Cheney drops it when you're like, hey, what are you chewing on? He's like, nothing.
Boris eats faster.
And Bella's like, run away, run
Oh
away.
yeah. Okay, so now I've got it. It's kind of smooth. But the area that I like the least, I think, is those teeth. So it's time for me to get in there with the teeth and start shaping.
Stan's got all the dogs.
Bunch of floppers.
Stan, I apologize for taking away your ability to get any work done.
Oh, sorry.
Robin Stan, what's the best tip you can give to a new haunt actor? Hydrate. Hydrate. Prepare yourself physically. Drink a lot of water. Make sure you pack a bag. But water. Water primarily. Lisa, that's going to be Beastman, so probably orange, blue, lighter cream colors.
My advice for haunting for somebody who's brand new is take the role that they give you, and from people that have been doing it longer, ask questions, pay attention, learn from it, and have fun. It's so fun.
And remember, you have however many customers that come through in a night as a chance to refine your bit. Sometimes it's gonna work, sometimes it's not, but you'll refine it, get down, and get it going on pretty good. Hey Alan, what do you think the perfect paint mix for bone color is?
I would go to Home Depot and I would look for the color I think most looks like bone, and I would use that color. I mean, as far as mixing colors go, just buy the color you need. It comes in every color possible right there in the store. But, white, brown, and so a little bit of yellow is the norm. See, now all of the puppies are awake and they just want to get into stuff. This is when they're the least fun. They just want stuff to mess with. They'll go through and they'll open drawers, pull stuff out of drawers,
Chew on hats,
whatever. Yeah, AirPods.
cables. Anything that probably shouldn't be chewed on. They're gonna find it. It's like, don't stop. Do you buy all exterior paints or do you use interior latex paint?
Mostly I use interior. There's some stuff in exterior that I'm not a big fan of. I used to use exterior because it has stuff in it to make it flex. But I have found that I just prefer the interior for its spreadability. And gloss paint doesn't dry brush for crud, so I prefer a non-gloss paint.
Yeah, we learned that recently. I mean, he might have known that for years. I learned that recently. We had a semi-gloss that we tried to use for a basing, and it was very difficult to work with. Speaking of bone, I had to talk to someone who found a bone in their bag of mulch. It appeared human to them, and it's not the first time it happened to them. Always something interesting.
Hooray!
Right.
That's great. I like the way Beastman looks on camera.
He looks pretty good.
I like that secondary cheekbone that's happening.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this isn't a buffet. Get out of my area.
No, he has not pulled it yet.
I just went and looked at it. I can pull it tonight.
You want me to pull it?
Not right now.
Okay.
It's gonna take a real gentle hand.
My feed cut out. Why do you not use gloss? It's very difficult to airbrush. It doesn't, paint just slides right off it.
Yeah, the glossy finish, it doesn't like to be worked, so you can't do other colors on top of it.
The Hecatron or
Heptera.
Heptron. It's a mask he made. I don't know what it is.
It's a creature skull.
Oh, okay.
Rob has no idea.
I have no idea. Because I don't watch the videos. We don't deserve dogs.
What are they tearing up now?
Each other.
Just curious for the Stilt Beast Live Creepers page, is it for us to post what we're working on as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure. Love to see what you guys are all working on.
Think of it as a mask making collective.
Or anything.
After
Not just
listening,
mask making.
Alan, after listening to your Pepper's ghost description the other night, I think we're going to add it to our haunt. How big of an area would you recommend?
Well, okay, so I like to do them with a 4 foot or 3 foot square, 3 foot square, and a 3 foot square.
Nice.
So you'll need 6 foot by 6 foot, basically.
Wait, there's a creepers page? Yes.
Yes, Facebook page.
It's a brand new one.
Yeah, just because we couldn't share pictures. It's very hard for us to see what you guys are doing. And if I've inspired you guys to do any work, I want to see it. Because I've worked with Rob now for like 4 or 5 years, and I've yet to see him work.
Jerk. Zing. Is that the name of it? Stilt Beast Creepers?
I don't have it in front of me.
We don't.
Stacy should be on.
Stacy's not on. She left.
What the heck, Stacy?
I wouldn't mess
We
with her,
should
but-
have a moderator on.
I got no beef.
And it's way back there. She posted a link in the comments if you want to look back, and it is alive. I mean, the page is up and running.
Yes, the Stilt Beast Mask Creepers page, I believe.
We got an Ollie's bargain outlet. I have been there, and you think there's a lot of great deals for haunt creations there?
Sure,
It
there are.
it shifts every day. I think their products are constantly changing. Oh, Scott put the link in. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Scott.
Maybe I should go find it. Join it.
Oh no, Rob, we have a vetting process.
That's
You-
fair.
You gotta watch the videos, Rob.
I gotta watch the videos.
Okay.
It's fun. Easy stuff. I have joined, says Chad.
Hooray! Yay! Cheney, what are you doing? All right, so I've refined the teeth a little bit. I'll do a little more tooth refining. And refining teeth to me is a lot of just reshaping and looking at an angle and then fixing that profile and then doing it again from a different angle. All right, so
Are you about to make a resin? Lol. Thanks, Lassiter.
what you think, Rob?
I like it. I think he's gonna look really good with all the ear hair on him. Except for that little hole. What's wrong with the hole?
Oh, it's not a hole. I call it a fly.
Oh. You know, one of my first nights in the shop,
Chopsticks.
I literally saw Alan catch a wasp out of the air with one of those grabbers. Shocking. Oh, Jerry Collins asked, did you make the teeth longer?
I sharpened them so they look longer. They're actually shorter. This fly is now entombed in this ball of clay. 100 years from now, archaeologists will discover him. Maybe 1,000 years.
Maybe 1,000.
And then they're going to open up a part. He's going to have Eastman DNA inside of him. It'll be a great time.
I don't know if I'm looking forward to dinosaurs roaming the earth again.
That'd be so awesome. I can't wait to punch a dinosaur.
Right on the work.
How you doing, man?
Okay. Okay.
Testing this thing out.
Okay.
Okay, we talked about.
All right. Okay, so I'm chipping away at the teeth. No one's watching comments right now. Rob was easily distracted. Look, a chicken.
Do you have a piece of coral on the table, or is that a small branch? Are you talking about the
This is a
sponge?
sponge. This is a piece of netting.
Start with the bear first, Alan.
I don't.
That was all. That was it.
Well, remember you stepped away. All right. So now I'm putting in more forms and more lines that are going to dictate a little more information about him.
What?
So
No. Somebody asked a question. What is Rob's version of cat videos? I don't know what that means.
Rob was distracted by something Stan is working on.
Yes, the netting. Haha, couldn't see.
Okay. And I'm looking, and I still think I need to chunk out a little bit of this cheek.
When you plan on getting back to the polar bear, I know tonight is a sculpt night.
Probably tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Mr. Smith.
Be back on bear duty.
It's a bear trap.
Again, that's not a project for anybody else. It's just something that I want. So as I have orders I have to do, I got to kind of do those first. And then my time I use on new projects and new ventures, and new products.
I meant start with punching. Oh, you need to punch a bear first before a dinosaur.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Well, yes. If I can just find a good bear or bad bear that actually deserves punching, that'd be even better. I'm gonna need to get myself a space under the eye, which I just don't have right now.
And punch a kangaroo. Kangaroos are tough, man. Ezekiel, why would you suggest that?
I would gladly punch a kangaroo.
Kangaroo punch you back.
That's fine. That's what I want.
He's like the anti-Steve Irwin.
Yeah, I don't want to leave it peacefully in the wild. No way. We'll strike nature first.
Strike nature first.
Did you get the arms poured, Stanley says?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yes, they're poured. They're still in the molds. Would love to see you do a dino sculpt. So much detail.
Yeah, there can be.
I
Yeah.
think the alligator kind of counts in techniques. Because isn't an alligator basically a dinosaur?
No, not at all. Dinosaurs are warm-blooded. A bird is closer to a dinosaur than an alligator.
I thought alligators are just as old as dinosaurs.
They are, which is further point that they're very different species.
They're crazy to fight. People are worried about spiders and snakes more there, he says. Like the huntsman and stuff like that. Australia, everything wants to kill you.
Just-
Alan.
just Ezekiel.
Alan's squaring up to a kangaroo with a Whataburger cup in his hand.
Well, yeah.
People want to forget about kangaroo claws. Mr. Spidey says the creature mask looks great.
Hey, thanks. Get out of there. You didn't leave that door open. Oh, so much quieter.
Good night, Mr. Lassiter.
Good night, sir. Appreciate your help. Thank you. Okay, see how now I've got a little area under the eye.
Thank you, Scott. Check out Alan's shop, Still B Studios. Wearing the safety hat. Still at 79.
So we're filling in. What I'm doing right now is there's areas like in this eye socket that just need more clay.
Ezekiel has a question for you.
Okay.
Best glue for EVA foam to polystyrene. To glue EVA to polystyrene.
Yeah, paint your polystyrene with a PVA glue and then use contact cement. Because the contact cement will eat the polystyrene, but it's the best bond. Or you can paint your EVA foam with contact cement thin with xylene, and then you will be able to glue it easier to the polystyrene.
Okay, so now everybody who's a member of the Stilt Beast Creepers page are called Creepers.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 81 people watching.
That's great. Hey, don't open that drawer, Bella.
Bellissimo!
You don't need that tape.
Bella, come here.
Careful yelling into the camera. It's loud on them.
Bella, come here, Mama.
I want to make a natural history museum of fictional skeletons. What mold casting and final product material do you recommend?
Well, what I do is I make most of my skeletons out of styrofoam, and then I hard coat them with a resin.
Thanks, Scott. Now that song stuck in my head.
Which song?
Safety dance. Somebody like a closer picture of the bug mask.
That's not a finished bug mask.
And it's a little dusty, but needs to be cleaned up. But yeah.
Yeah, I pulled them out because I'll probably just resculpt the mouth area for that, and that'll be the basis of my murder hornet.
Murder Hornet. Is that good, Lisa? Do you need another look at it? Did you sculpt that on the fly?
What?
Well, I assume what you're sculpting it.
No, it's a bug. It's a joke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sometimes my sense of humor is way too dry.
Who was that?
1980 Mike.
Yeah, I figured.
This is how brindlefly eats.
Yeah, so that brow was just way too massive, and it looks way better toned down. And I'm going to tone down this one a little bit now.
It looks like I can't. The entire past hour and a half I'm trying to figure out.
What?
There's that image. No, okay.
What are they doing?
They want to see this.
What are they doing?
They want to see this.
Now, just because they want to see something doesn't always mean that they can't.
That's true, but this was no big deal.
There's some
Hey.
things that are secret
I don't think I showed him anything.
for a while.
What? Oh, what happened to the insect mass that got foam filled in the mold?
We
Nice.
pulled it out.
We pulled it out.
Yeah, it became a display for the Monster Museum.
That's 30 seconds.
Okay, great.
She immediately started chewing on the strap. Are you gonna finish that scarecrow mask in the behind the scene video? Looked pretty cool.
What?
Michelle Schult. Are you going to finish the scarecrow mask that is in the behind the scene video? Looked pretty cool. Are you talking about?
I don't know what you are referring to.
Are you talking about the behind the scenes from Dark Hour?
By Effects to Go?
Yeah, that's. I don't know.
I finish everything eventually. The word eventually there is key. But yes, things will get finished.
Silly dogs. Where's the third? I realize it's not, but it reminds me of the Cyclops in the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. Looks awesome.
Thanks.
You got a lot of comparisons to Harryhausen today.
Yeah.
Is Jake working on any new how-to videos at Dark Hour?
No.
Where did the cup come from? I swear it wasn't there. It's been there the whole time, 1980 Mike.
It's been there. Might have been over here, but I moved it over here.
Can't move, never mind.
Okay, so again, I'm doing some other little forms.
There she is.
I'm starting, which these are going to look a lot like skin textures, but they're not. These are just forms and wrinkles and things. I would like a little more puff to this bottom lip, so I'm going to add that.
Yes, it was in the behind the scenes at Dark Hour.
Yeah, I don't know what you're referring to, but odds are good I'll finish it. Or it's just something I'm repairing. I don't know what you mean. And like Jake talking about masks that I'm working on is kind of like me talking about tech stuff. That's not my forte, so I don't always have the right reference.
Good night, Brandon.
Good night, sir.
He said, okay, it's late. I'm going to bed.
Now there's little kidney bean shapes on the corner of the mouth. I'm going to put those in.
It really reads Beastman. It's really coming into focus. Says
Really?
Chad Smith.
Thanks. My friend Del Haggerty has sculpted a couple of He-Man character masks, Master of the Universe masks, and he did a Beastman. So I kind of let him know, hey, that's on my short list. I'm going to do that too. I'm not copying you, but it's time. All right, I kind of like that.
I think once he's painted and haired, he's going to be fantastic. I wish for the life of me I could remember what that looks like.
Well, I'm hoping it looks like Beastman.
Well, it does, but there's... Oh, the gargoyle from the Full Moon promo.
Full Moon?
Yeah, Full Moon movies. Full Moon Studios.
Unfamiliar.
Oh, you know Full Moon Studios.
Yeah, I don't know their gargoyle. They have a gargoyle?
Yeah, I think so. Nope, that ain't it. Where am I getting this from? Eh, it doesn't matter. It's not Full Moon. Makes for riveting Wednesday night television.
Well, you know what? It's actually pretty quiet right now because I guess there's not a lot of questions.
Did you see the Beastman pics I sent you the other day? 1980 Mike says.
I did.
Beastly nice job, Alan. Wish I could stick around, but I'm back to work and beat. Just had to take a peek.
Why?
I'm
Thanks.
sorry. Hey, Alan, how are you this evening? Justin Rudy.
Hey, man, I'm doing great. Justin is also a mask maker.
Nice. Alan, does it bother you when people reference your work to something else? It looks like blank. Kind of like when bands hate it when someone asks them what they sound like.
No, because what I want to do is understand why they're saying it. And, you know, some of it is just, it's real easy surface stuff. Like they say gargoyle a lot because it's gray, you know, it's gray and it's got pointed ears like a gargoyle. So, I mean, there's some of that for sure. But,
That was from Chad.
you know, I don't mind hearing other things. I mean, that could be a direction that I want to avoid or where I want to go in.
Jesse Papa Bear says, yes, it looks great, Alan. I'm totally seeing the Beastman in it. Be great mask for different things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of excited about the opportunity that I'll get in doing different things with it.
Earl Norman was a great artist who illustrated the He-Man packaging in books. 1980 Mike.
Yes, lots of great artists who work on that project.
You'll need to take turns, guys. Cheney, dip your head. Look down. Stanley S asks, how close can you get to a likeness before you got to start worrying about copyright issues?
On this character, okay, so there's so many versions of Beastman, but they're all kind of a generic gorilla monster guy. I mean, it's you can get pretty close, but also this isn't like a current character that I'm not infringing someone else's ability to make money on this character, and that is really what you have to worry about. heard a dog. I heard him.
That's a great question, Stanley. That is a good question. We appreciate it.
Which question?
About the copyright.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it all depends. It all depends. But I don't want to infringe someone else's right to make money or to make a living.
I didn't even know it was a character, says Lisa.
Well, yeah, I mean, this was not your market. They did not aim these toys at you.
Bye, Scott. You have a good night, man.
This toy line was basically a bunch of muscle-bound, half-naked, oiled-up men. So, of course, it was aimed at little boys. Right?
Yeah.
Oddly, yes.
I had every He-Man figure I could afford. Odd jobs, mowing lawn.
And those aren't He-Man characters.
Went to the store, local Kmart, they had a Master of the Universe there. A Snake Mountain. With a cool, like, werewolf head microphone on it.
Lisa says she is more of a Barbie girl.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays we got Monster High, which is kind of cool.
No, I don't think they have Monster High anymore. Run.
They don't?
No, that's...
Well, my daughter really enjoyed them. I guess my daughter's she's 11 now. Yeah, they're getting to that stage. Like, I'd rather listen to music and be cool and hang out with my friends.
I haven't been cool in so long.
Oh, so you've decided to be lame. Understood.
Maybe I just don't pay attention, but you seem to be knocking out a lot more sculpts in recent weeks.
Quarantine.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, I have more time at home to work on these things.
Well, did you have the ultra thin Tila?
I had the regular Tila. Body shaming isn't cool, whoever that was.
Teal and Evil Inn were the same one, they just changed the paint.
Right.
Right. The
You didn't
exact
get
same
You
sculpt.
didn't get the cool Cobra head thing with Evil Inn.
That wasn't for Evil Inn.
That's what I'm saying. Evil Inn didn't have the cool Cobra.
No, that was
That was
the
Tila.
no.
Yeah, it was Tila.
Was it? Oh, because the Empress or whatever
The sorceress.
the sorcerer, she had the falcon head.
Right.
Triclops is my favorite He-Man character.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I liked him.
Prince.
You know, he's actually growing on me. I thought he was dumb when I was younger, but I definitely he's growing on me.
Prince Adam was my dream. He-Man 2 bumpy for me. Jesse Papa Bear.
Okay.
We're just gonna leave that as. I like Triclops. He's kind of cool, but Trapjaw was probably my favorite.
Trapjaw, he kind of looked the coolest.
You could trade out his arms for the hook.
Yeah.
Or the rifle. Yeah, the claw.
Had a
Yeah.
rifle, he had a hook, he had a gun.
He was basically like he was a SEAL, or he was like special ops for Skeletor, wasn't he, or something?
He was a bounty hunter who then Skeletor hired and just kept on retainer.
The movie was such a disappointment. It was, Chad. It really, really was.
And it really ended the He-Man toys.
Yeah.
It did.
It was bad enough that it really ended their toy run.
Like,
A juggernaut toy run ruined by everyone.
why didn't they have Orko? What was Billy Bartley doing in that film?
Billy Barty.
Barty? Oh. Can you pour latex in a silicone mold? Will it dry?
The answer is yes. It will not dry well. When you put latex into a silicone mold, you're basically pouring it into a plastic bag. So it's going to take a long time to dry, and you want to brush it up and do thin layers. Can you do it? Yes. Is it convenient or fun? No. So answering your question, the answer is yes. Is that a good and viable way to do things? I'm going to say no.
Stampede up in here.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, unfortunately, my dogs are awake.
Jean-Claude Van Damme's Cyborg was supposed to be Masters of the Universe 2.
I had never heard that.
Man at Arms is what I wanted to be. Loved how they all ran so funny looking.
Never understood why they put the mustache on him in the cartoon. The action figure.
No mustache.
And all of a sudden in the cartoon, he was a much older guy with like a big Burt Reynolds.
I think it was to differentiate all the Men at Arms.
Yeah, the castle guards were kind of dressed the same as him.
Canon Films used the set pieces and costumes.
I thought that Canon Films' last film was Master of the Universe.
So, Glass Cannon.
So what?
Glass Cannon. One shot.
No, Canon made a lot of movies. That was just their last one.
Hey, Cujo.
No. This is friendly time. Nice time.
They were just playing.
And he had the Cujo going.
Just playing death games. That's their favorite.
Get his big teeth out.
Turns out they're your dogs.
Okay, so now I need to go in and do, a little more.
Kenny's really working at a disadvantage.
He's handling himself, huh?
One of these days I'm going to make a power sword. Have you ever used the two-part foam, you mean, Scuba Steve? Yes, he has.
Yeah, I used two-part foam a lot.
Yes.
Do you have any questions about it?
Hey, he removed his message. Canon lasted till 1994.
Really?
That's what they say.
I thought they were like chasing them down to shut down the Masters of the Universe production. That was one of their last films they were going under.
Oh, it was such a
That
train
was
wreck.
my understanding.
But they're working on a new Masters of the Universe, which I'm excited about.
I've been hearing that for a long time.
Kevin Smith's writing it.
Well, he's doing an animated series.
Yeah.
Is that what you're referring to?
No, I thought they were doing live action as well.
I heard something about that, but
Hello, Bradley.
I think that is over.
I don't think it'll work. It'd be so heavily CGI'd
Why do you assume that?
because it's cheaper than practical effects. 2 new animated, 1 under Kevin Smith. Thank you, 1980 Mike. And yes, I agree with Chad Smith. You should post pictures of your power swords.
Someone did make power swords, or they're about to?
No, he has 2. And Scuba Steve, yes, we've used the 2-part foam for setting fence posts, Sika foam. We've used it. We've made live
Whole mannequin over there.
whole mannequins made out of it. We've done it to foam fill masks, foam fill props. Yeah, we've used it a lot. It's good. It's cheap. It works.
I have 3 or 4 videos on it.
The live version will be released on Netflix. The live Masters Universe.
Interesting.
Early morning. Alan looks amazing.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for another great evening, night, everybody. Good night,
I've been
Michelle.
eating right and working out.
Now this quarantine's been real hard on all the beach bodies. Can't go work out. Can't hit the gym.
Luckily for me, it hasn't impacted my exercise routine at all.
Stan, you don't have an exercise routine.
Exactly.
I did. It was called work, and I've lost so much muscle mass.
So one of the aspects that I liked about the Beastman toy was he had those bumps and ridges on his nose like a mandrel that I can do like bright colors on, and I don't see it on any of my reference but I remember it pretty distinct. Like that blue that's in here was from one of these little nose ridges. So I'm putting it in there. Sculpting live feed is 4 minutes, a 4-minute block of me looking for the tool I just had in my hand every 5 minutes. And then I'll work for a minute. And then I look for the other tool I just had in my hand.
And when you're filling a mask in the mold with foam, remember use flexible foam. Flexible foam, not.
That's right.
Yeah, video on that too.
How many haunt t-shirts do you own, Alan?
Oh, I own several. More than 7.
That's one thing about working in the haunt industry. You do end up getting shirts. Lots and lots of shirts.
Which is cool.
It is cool. Cheney, there's no way you can fit through that door. You couldn't fit through that door without the cone.
Okay, so I'm feeling okay about this. I need to work on this down here a little bit more. What is that?
Jesse, yeah, I had to go buy a weight bench for my house. I'm losing my tan. Haven't been to the beach since October to lay out. I usually start back in March. The live action He-Man was supposed to start filming this summer, but it's going to get delayed. I need to have some shirts made and do trades with other haunts. Lots of people do that, Chad. I probably have 20 Dark Hour shirts alone. Kind of like the officers trade patches. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that. We do that. I've got some really cool shirts from all over the country. Hey. What? No. What? Open your mouth. Thank you.
What they got?
Glue or silicone or something.
Delicious.
I don't even know where you find this stuff.
They go in drawers.
You can stir me for more night.
What's that?
Thanks for rubbing it in, Rob. No problem, Chad.
Alexa, what time is it?
It's 10.
It's 10:09 p.m.
Okay. Alexa, countdown 15 minutes.
15 minutes, starting now.
What happens in 15 minutes?
We're gonna stop.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna. We've gone pretty good. I have a good handle on this sculpture.
That's really bringing it out. I like that. That's cool. But that's your ridge to actually attach the hair, right?
Yeah.
If everyone remember, Alan wears 2X large if you want to send him on shirts.
Who said that?
Jesse Papa Bear.
You are correct.
That's funny.
I was a 3X there for a while, but I'm back to 2X.
When Alan first met me, I was a 1X, and now I'm a medium. That's so funny. That might explain why you're wearing nice shirts so often, doing really messy things. I have a closet full of sweats and shirts ruined by the way I paint and work with glues and whatnot. Eric, you're preaching to the choir. None of us have nice clothes. Well, we do, but they don't come anywhere near our job.
Funny dude. Makes one side and you carry the other one off.
That's a dog for you.
Very creative. Props.
Stan, what's your shirt size? Large. And the dogs all wear toddler 4s. For now.
What's up with shirt size?
Now that somebody's cracking jokes. I really like the beard. I think that's a nice definition.
Well, I mean, it reeks of the animated, you know.
Don't forget to pull Hepatron. Can't wait to see it. That's what they keep typing.
Okay. Then Heptaron or Hepatron, we will jump on there.
God, I like that beard. Back, you beast.
What are you doing?
Oh, it's gonna break.
No, leave it in there. Leave it on the fans so it gets drier.
Seems pretty good.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay.
Yes. Yes.
But you said that's all your kids do.
I don't like any of them. I'm kidding.
It's on video.
I know. I'm
They
kidding.
might be watching.
I love all my children. They wouldn't watch this. They would have got bored an hour and a half ago. And I'm being generous.
On YouTube.
Yeah, well, I'm just waiting for that day for when my kids go, Dad, why didn't you tell me you're on YouTube all the time? I didn't.
Remember back when YouTube was a thing?
Remember?
No, I think YouTube's going to be around a long time.
So you know it's useless trying to fix a cone when it's on their head.
Yeah, they don't like that at all.
We still have 75 people watching.
Okay.
The beard will be sweet. Can't wait to see it complete.
You're a poet and didn't know it.
I'm just reading what's on here, man. My son asks me every time, why do I watch this?
You were 75 pounds of hot mess.
Much happier without it.
Why do you watch that other old guy make stuff?
Yeah, at the end of this month, I will officially be middle-aged. Hello, Anthony. Because I'm assuming,
Assuming you're going to make it till like 90.
yeah, because realistically, my middle age is probably 23,
So
24.
you're like more like 2/3.
Probably.
You're like 10 years passing in that Corvette.
I was hoping that just big laugh you just went on was going to turn into a cough, which would have been perfect for the statement.
Sometimes that happens. My kids talk about Alan to other kids their age, like he's a household name.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's like, I'm not famous. I'm like weatherman famous. You know what I mean? In very small groups, they know who I am, but it's not. It's weird.
It is weird.
At Trans World, I'm fairly well known on the Halloween side. I walk in the Christmas section, and no one knows who I am.
Which is hilarious.
Great.
That's what Rue asked you, 5 minutes into it?
Oh, yeah.
We're over there and no one's jumping up and running to Alan. And Rue's like, how's it feel to be like the rest of us little people?
That's not what he said. He said, what's it like to walk 100 feet and no one knows who you are? That's what he said.
That ridge really made the Beast Man come out. And your haunt famous, they said.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is haunt famous. He has his own products, endorsements in Slovakia, or whatever that means.
Slovakia.
Do you?
Lovely country.
Wouldn't surprise me. Them lightweights in the Christmas section. It's the only thing I watch that I don't get made fun of. I watch furniture painting videos mostly. Okay, Jesse.
Nice.
That's a good skill to have.
Painting furniture?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Refurbishing furniture is a good skill to have.
Painting's a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay, so now I'm going to brush out these again.
I have a 20-year-old rocking chair I need to strip and restain.
What are you using to do that with?
This hairbrush that I cut on the chop saw.
Nice. looks crazy, but it works. It ain't crazy.
I should have done one row of these and then done the next row above it, but
1980 Mike says there's too many Karens with chalk paints on YouTube.
yeah, well, that and acrylic like pour
Pouring.
paintings. Oh my gosh.
Everywhere.
I'm so tired of that. And I appreciate that you're doing something artistic, but I don't.
You are making fancy puddles.
There you go.
Expensive,
Fancy
fancy
puddle.
puddles.
And there's like entire shop fronts where you can go in and like paint your own pottery type place. So like, come here and pour paint on this canvas on a Lazy Susan in a tray. And I'm like, I mean, that's great. I'm glad you're doing that.
You don't sound glad, Rob.
Well, I think it's I don't think it's art.
Oh,
Sorry,
is Jackson Pollock nothing to you?
he was a drunk.
Most good artists are. I mean,
I don't.
That's Rob's art critique YouTube channel.
He's a drunk. He's a drunk. I'm a big fan of Van Gogh and Seurat and
yeah,
Monet.
they were stone sober.
No, there's a difference, okay? Like, I know Van Gogh was a raging absinthe fiend, and he cut off his own ear, and he was unbalanced, to say the least.
That's a politically nice way to put it.
But the man just oodles and oodles of talent. I've never seen anything Pollock's done that isn't an impressionistic splatter painting.
Well, then you haven't looked at a lot of Pollock's work. I mean,
Probably
he's
not. He might have
mostly
some.
known for that, but he did a lot of like painting before that.
Then I should look at that, and then I will change my opinion, as the case may be.
You might not.
Like, I like Picasso's earlier work, but some of his impressionistic stuff, I'm like, I just don't. I mean, you have to know the rules to break them and all that, but it's not my favorite. I absolutely hate every piece of my soul fake patina on new furniture. That's fair. Hi, Alan. I want to start doing airbrush work in my apartment. What precautions can I take to ensure I don't lose my security deposit? Move to a house? No, I'm kidding.
Open a window.
Open a window. Paint box.
In all of my years of living, I have never once received back a security deposit. It's never happened. But what you can do is work right by the window, set up a fan in the window, pulling the air out, and that is your paint booth. Because that should suck all those particles out. Like set up a cardboard box right there in front of the window, a big cardboard box, work in that. The back of that is a fan that draws all the particles out.
Make a
That's the
spray
way to do it.
box.
A super cheap way is also go to the grocery store.
There was nobody there.
You know those little tri-fold things for your kids' science projects?
Yeah.
Those work really well.
That's pretty smart.
Because when you dirty it all up, you can just fold it up. It costs you like $2. You can go get another one.
That's really smart.
Those things cost like $14. I don't know where you've been buying them. They're not that cheap.
Mine are that cheap.
Take skills. Furniture is my joy to fix. That's cool. Get a Tin Man tent airbrush inside that.
What?
A Tin Man tent, which is they've got them on sale right now for $195 at Walmart.
Well, that's a little extreme, but
I think so.
you could set up a 10-man tent in your living room. That's an option. Also, I suppose.
Buy the cardboard.
Buy a fan. Use the window.
I'm gonna go with the cardboard. You know, if you've got pretty
Put the
good.
fan next to the window.
I've used airbrushes a lot. And there's just not a lot of overspray. Most of the mess is made with us making sure the gun can shoot and cleaning it out and all that stuff. But actual painting, not a lot of mess.
How's that look?
Oh, good lord, that's fantastic. Right near the beach.
And now what I'm doing is I'm just breaking up this edge so it looks more like hair.
Yeah, you do that. You might not even need to hair it.
You'll need to hair it.
I know. It's fun though. I like it. I'm surprised but glad you're sculpting in the hair. Thank you, Chad.
Now I'm going to actually add hair over it when I make copies most of the time. But being able to have a very simple version that's just paint is not a bad option.
I plastic off the dining room in the apartment and spray painted furniture for a year and got deposit back. And I went through a lot of air filters and cleaning paint dust. Oh, paint dust.
That's awesome.
Seeing out of dust.
But I would look at seeing it.
At home, I just use acrylics and brushes. Because but I've got an airbrush set up and I do makeup at home, but that's it.
Okay, so I'm okay with this for now. But I will have to go in and do more. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 10:22 p.m.
Chad Smith said you should do a toy version and a realistic version. One with fur, one without.
Yeah, that was kind of my thinking.
That's a good idea. That'll be fun.
So I was saying have the simple version that's...
Paint it to plasticize it and everything. You did that in 3 hours. So far, you're 3 hours and 17 minutes into that sculpt.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Pretty solid.
We're getting there.
So you wear a gator? That's what I use.
All right, Heptaron. Dun, 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 dun. Heptaron. Bring the... It's a camera. Just unplug the plug and bring the whole tripod.
I'm doing
Sweet Heptaron.
painting an old gas can and add an old truck stencil. Now it's a decor piece. Okay. Alex, are you unleashing the power of the X?
No, I was just doing a hair texture, but I will probably unleash some X power here shortly.
Rodney Pope asked, do Rob or Stan sculpt?
Yes,
No.
we both do.
Yes, we do.
Not as much or as often as I do.
Or as well.
All those statements are true.
I have several sculpts in process at home, actually. All in oil-based clay, so they can just sit there for months and months and months. Working on a Nosferatu and a skull currently.
This is very hard to pull out of the mold because it
Maybe Ezekiel. Maybe.
has a lot of texture.
You were just asked if you're going to Transworld next year. He said yes.
He was supposed to go this year.
Alexa, stop.
We were all supposed to go this year. All of us. And here we are. So, Stacy, you saw Sweetheart? What was that?
Sweetheart's a horror movie.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay. Never heard of it.
it's pretty good.
Amazon?
Monster on Desert Island.
Oh, okay.
Deserted island, not a desert island.
Okay, Alan.
Desert islands are rare.
I'm getting ready to put yarn on a Frumpkin for hair. Should I use Gorilla Adhesive or contact cement or clear silicone?
I would probably go with the Gorilla Adhesive because of the Frumpkin surface.
Okay, Mr. Jimmy FXC, that green tool at the table is used for opening.
5-gallon bucket. It's a 5-gallon bucket prier. You can pry the lid off with it. You can also open 55-gallon drums. This is like the lock that fits into their lid.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And somebody asked, have you seen the preview for Unhinged with Russell Crowe?
I've not.
Did you ever hear from Diablo? Oh, there it is. Here, let's get that set up so you can actually see it. Came out pretty good, guys. What do you think? Oh, it's on Netflix. Thank you, Stacy. And Mr. Jimmy asked where you got that tool.
Uline. But next year at Trans World, we'll actually have them as a giveaway at my booth because they're very useful. Yeah, so the teeth pretty much came out. I got one tooth that didn't come out too good. This guy here. But it just looks like a broken tooth. Take this broken tooth. Learn to bite anyway. All right.
Now, for those of you who don't know, here's our fancy molding table. We have fans up there that dry the molds.
Dun, dun, dun.
There's Alan putting it on.
The vision this
He can't see him. Get him now. Dogs, get him. Sorry.
This is how I die.
I'm not doing nothing now.
Well, if you die, I'm taking those pizzas with me when I leave.
Reason to live. Cheney. Where's your cone?
I took it off to fix it.
Did you fix it?
Mhm.
You gotta wear the cone. All right, so yeah, I think he turned out really nice. I'm very happy with this.
Yeah, he looks good.
Not too much cleanup along the mold line. I did take your suggestion. I put that rib texture down here like
Nice.
you had mentioned. Because this was all just flat before.
Yeah, that helps.
And I took these ribs and put them in here. But yeah, I'm very happy with that. I think that looks good.
Does look good.
Okay.
Come on, Shane.
So, last look on him. He looks pretty good. I'm happy with where Beastman is at for the time that I've got in him.
Yeah, he looks pretty good. Am I happy with that?
Here, you hold the camera there and I'll spin it.
Whee! I'll buy one. Mr. Jimmy, what do you need? Ask Scott. I like him. He looks good.
Without hair, he would be at just $100 because he is a full head mask.
That's pretty cool, they say.
And I'll probably finish him tomorrow. Tomorrow I have a war pigeon to paint. I have 2 war pigeons to paint. Yeah, I think he turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're 3 hours in on him, and I'm not 100% sold on everything that he's got on him right now. But at some point, I gotta call it a bit, and I'm calling it for tonight. Tomorrow is another story. Why are you running? Okay, so there we go.
There we go.
Rodney, you may go broke watching this. That's my plan. Yes, but I think he turned out pretty good for the time I've got in him. I'm happy. He does look pretty Beastman-esque. I think he'll fit well. He didn't go too crazy big, so but I still might calm this lip down. It might be a little big. But yeah, I got some detail work to do, and I got some tweaking. We'll see what happens with him. Anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out. There's 82 of y'all. That's awesome. I appreciate it. And you guys are great. Thanks for watching. Rob and Stan, say hey to Philip Earl, who's watching.
Hey,
Philip
Philip.
Earl.
And I'm going to say good night. And you guys say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Go make
And I'm going to say go make stuff.